Chapter 1174. Dragon Refining Array. I always have a bad feeling. Jiang Song murmured. I hope you're right. There won't be a problem. Qianlong Laozu laughed. That kid's strength is only in the true spirit realm. No matter how monstrous he is, it's nothing more than this. However, you have to be careful. As far as I know, that kid is a great array master. His array is very terrifying. He can set up an array that can imprison a warrior's true qi. Once you fall into the array, your true qi cultivation will be imprisoned. At that time, you will be at his mercy. Jiang Song was worried. He was very frightened by Yang Hongwu's method. Back then, the entire Cambrian temple was cleaned up by him like this. Otherwise, it would not be so easy for Yang Hongwu to deal with Cambrian. That kind of array? Hearing this, Qianlong Laozu's face changed slightly and said, You mean he has extraordinary attainments in array? Yes. I even suspect that he has already surpassed the level of a formation grandmaster in the Tao of formations. Jiang Song smiled bitterly. Why didn't you say so earlier? Hearing this, Qianlong Laozu's face turned ugly. You didn't ask me. You said that you have full confidence, so I promised you. Seeing Qianlong Laozu like this, Jiang Song could not remain calm. If Qianlong Laozu really had no way, then the matter was a bit serious. Don't worry, he should still be in the midst of cultivation. He won't wake up for a while. As long as the formation is completed before he comes out of seclusion, he won't be able to resist at all. Old Master Qianlong said. Bang! At this time, Yang Hongwu fiercely kicked the door open. A violent force burst out, and a punch blasted out, instantly bombarding Jiang Song's body. For such a traitor, Yang Hongwu would not be merciful and killed him without hesitation. He did not even have time to react. You, old thing, what a good plan. You want to kill me and seize my bloodline power. This plan is really good. Yang Hongwu looked at him coldly. However, I'm afraid you won't have the chance. Sir, you misheard. I didn't mean that. I don't have the guts to do that. Seeing Yang Hongwu appear and kill Jiang Song, Qianlong Laozu was scared to death. At this time, the formation had not been set up, and there was no way to suppress Yang Hongwu. He could only beg for mercy. Do you think I'm a fool? You still want to quibble? If you know what's good for you, then kill yourself so that I don't have to do it myself. Yang Hongwu said coldly. In that case, I will give you a chance to reincarnate. Otherwise, you won't even have the chance to reincarnate. Sir, all of this was that bastard Jiang Song's idea. He was the one who instigated me. It was him. He was the mastermind behind all of this. Qianlong Laozu quickly explained. Do you think I will believe you? If you don't want to kill yourself, then I will do it myself. Yang Hongwu's eyes burst out with a terrible murderous intent. With a wave of his hand, a terrible war blade appeared. Above his head, a shadow appeared. This shadow was the shadow of the ancient divine dragon. It was the dragon soul's shadow that condensed after the first level of the Nine Heavens divine dragon technique was successfully cultivated. This was the divine dragon vision. It had a terrible suppressive force against dragons. When this shadow appeared, Qianlong Laozu felt a terrible pressure. In front of this pressure, he could not even display a third of his strength. Despicable little bastard. You want to kill me? Dream on. Qianlong Laozu was furious. Although he could not fully unleash his strength, Qianlongji could. He was not a dragon and did not have the bloodline of the true dragon. Qianlongji, activate the formation for me. I want to kill this little bastard. Yes, old ancestor. Qianlongji was very confident. This formation was the dragon-slaying formation. Its power was terrible. It had a terrible lethality against dragons or those who had the bloodline of the dragon pearl. Qianlongji's eyes flashed coldly. This was an opportunity. It was a great opportunity for him. Great formation rise. Following his roar, he executed a series of hand seals, summoning a huge formation into the sky. This great formation enveloped the entire Thousand Dragon Mountain. The power core of this formation was the dragon vein of the entire Thousand Dragon Mountain. Under this formation, Yang Hongwu felt a strong pressure. However, this pressure had a great lethality against ordinary dragons. But to Yang Hongwu, it was useless. There was not much effect. Whether it was the 1,000 Dragons God-slaying formation or the Dragon Refining sacrificial formation, it was the same. A mere array formation was nothing to Yang Hongwu. He could easily destroy the array formation. Yang Hongwu, your time of death has come. Your bloodline will be mine. Qianlong Laozu laughed wildly when he saw the formation open. He seemed to see Yang Hongwu die. He saw him refining Yang Hongwu's bloodline. He saw himself breaking the shackles and ascending to the supreme divine domain. Yang Hongwu. At this moment, Zifeng Wang was very worried. Are you confident? This formation is very scary. It's mainly targeted. Do you have a way? Don't worry. He has a way. Bai Yiran still trusted Yang Hongwu completely. She believed that Yang Hongwu could definitely solve the problem in front of them. Zifeng Wang rolled her eyes. Women were often like this. They had an inexplicable or even blind trust in their men. In fact, she was the same. She had an inexplicable trust in Yang Hongwu. She believed that he could solve all problems and overcome any difficulties. Do you really think a mere formation can trap me? Yang Hongwu was still as calm as ever. Looking at this formation, he was somewhat surprised. Indeed, this formation wasn't simple. To think that it would be a heaven sacrificial formation. The person who created this formation was definitely a mortal enemy of the dragon race. Formations were incomparably mysterious. It was definitely not something that could be created by the people of this world. The origin of this formation was definitely extraordinary. Shameless boasting. Qianlong Laozu sneered. You're about to die, and you still dare to be so stubborn. Qianlong Ji, kill him. Kill him for me. Boom, boom. Terrifying lightning appeared in the sky. This terrifying lightning seemed to be able to destroy everything. Unexpectedly, the first lightning strike was not aimed at Yang Hongwu, but at Qianlong Laozu. Bang! Qianlong Laozu was originally suppressed by the formation. This lightning strike was extremely terrifying. It was naturally difficult for him to resist. Chapter 1175. Falling out as long as I kill all of you, all of this will be mine. The true dragon bloodline will also be mine. This 1,000 dragon mountain will also be mine. I will become the ruler of this world. Qianlong knew. Qianlong Ji was a ruthless person. He had long wanted a scheme against Qianlong Laozu. This time, the opportunity had come. If he did not take action, he would be a fool. But it was a pity. How could things be so simple? Qianlong Laozu could be dealt with, but Yang Hongwu was not so easy to deal with. You damn beast! You dare to lay your hands on me? Do you know that this is treason? You will be struck by lightning. Qianlong Laozu was furious. He wanted to deal with Yang Hongwu and obtain the high-level true dragon bloodline, but he did not expect that he would be schemed against by his own descendant. Qianlong Ji was the person he trusted the most. At this critical moment, the person he trusted the most betrayed him. This made him sullen and angry, but there was nothing he could do. Once this array was activated, he had no way of stopping it. Even if he was the dragon vein spirit of the 1,000 Dragon Mountain, he had no way of stopping this array. Haha, old man, you were actually schemed against by your own descendant. This is really an eye-opener. Yang Hongwu laughed loudly. Serves you right. Zifeng Wang said. If I die, you will die too. Qianlong Laozu seemed to have accepted his fate. He looked at Yang Hongwu and said coldly, You are dead. As for us, nothing will happen to us. Yang Hongwu waved his hand. I will let you see my methods. How can a mere low-level array trap me? Using me as a sacrifice to the heavens? What a joke. Not to mention the heavenly Tao. Even the great Tao is not qualified. 9 heavens divine dragon technique. Dragon soul devour the heavens. Devour. A huge dragon shadow appeared. This was the dragon soul. The dragon soul opened its mouth and formed a terrifying vortex. This terrifying vortex crazily devoured the dragon chi of the 1,000 Dragon Mountain. The surrounding dragon chi crazily surged into the dragon's mouth. Seeing this scene, Qianlong Laozu was shocked. Devouring heaven and earth? Could it be the most terrifying, sky-swallowing divine dragon in the legends? Qianlong Laozu was horrified. Among the dragons, the most terrifying ones were the sky-devouring dragons. They could devour anything. They could devour heaven and earth and destroy the universe. They were legendary existences. To think that Yang Hongwu's dragon soul would be this frightening. If he had known that Yang Hongwu had the bloodline of the heaven-devouring dragons, he wouldn't have dared to make a move no matter how gutsy he was. How is that possible? What's going on? Qianlongji's face changed. He realized that the array was no longer under his control. The power of the array was constantly weakening. The surrounding spiritual qi crazily rushed in. The terrifying pressure made it hard for him to breathe. Haha, Qianlongji, you evil creature. You little bastard. You wanted to deal with me and devour me. Now you're in for your retribution, aren't you? At this moment, Qianlong Laozu laughed wildly. He knew that he was going to die. If he wasn't devoured by Qianlongji, he would be devoured by Yang Hongwu. However, being devoured by Yang Hongwu was much better than being refined by the traitor Qianlongji. Qianlongji was groomed by him. He didn't expect that Qianlongji would betray him. He hated this kind of bastard the most. Damn it, Qianlongji roared. I won't fail. I won't fail. Qianlongji frantically formed seals. Array discs appeared in his hands. These array discs exploded with intense light. Array discs appeared one after another. To ordinary people, these formations were extremely terrifying and powerful. However, to Yang Hongwu, they could not even withstand a single blow. Yang Hongwu chuckled and flicked out elixirs. These were the formation-breaking elixirs. Qianlongji's array was like a piece of paper in front of the formation-breaking elixirs. It was easily destroyed. How was this possible? Qianlongji couldn't believe it. He was going crazy. I don't believe it. I'm the most powerful array master in the world. How can the array I set up be broken? However, no matter how crazy Qianlongji was, it was all in vain. In front of absolute strength, he couldn't resist at all. Yang Hongwu devoured the dragon qi, and his strength kept increasing. LV7 True Spirit Realm. LV8 True Spirit Realm. While his strength kept increasing, Qianlong Laozu's strength kept decreasing. Because the dragon qi of the dragon vein was devoured by Yang Hongwu, Qianlong Laozu's original body, his strength kept decreasing. He regretted it, but it was too late for regrets. Open. With Yang Hongwu's shout, a ray of light shot into the void. The dragon soul entered Yang Hongwu's body. Qianlongji's array was completely broken. The powerful recoil instantly sent Qianlongji flying. His entire body was like a kite with a broken string. He slammed heavily into the wall and then fell down. You're just an ant. How dare you attack me? Yang Hongwu sneered. Who's he think he is? How dare he think he can refine me when he just entered the Tao pedestal realm? What a wishful thinking. Old man, do you have any last words? Looking at Qianlong old ancestor whose cultivation had dropped a lot, Yang Hongwu said faintly, if this old man didn't scheme against me and didn't want my bloodline power, he would have achieved great things in the future. However, he didn't seize the opportunity and tried to reach the top in one step. Yang Hongwu never showed mercy to those who wanted to kill him. I only have one wish, and that is to kill him myself. Qianlong Laozu pointed at Qianlongji. Let me kill Qianlongji and I'll tell you a big secret. Qianlong Laozu looked at Qianlongji in the distance with hatred in his eyes. Sure, Yang Hongwu nodded. If Qianlong Laozu didn't kill him, he would kill him himself. So what if he gave him a chance? Old ancestor, old ancestor. Qianlongji looked at Qianlong Laozu walking towards him. Qianlongji kept moving back. He was heavily injured and had no strength to resist. On the other hand, although Qianlong Laozu's strength was greatly reduced, he still had the ability to fight. He was much better than Qianlongji. Spare me. Old ancestor, spare me. Spare me? You want me to spare you? Qianlong Laozu's eyes flashed coldly. You still have a nerve to beg me for mercy? What did you do just now? You betrayed me. What's worse is that you want to refine me and take Qianlong Mountain. You want to take everything from me. I hate traitors the most, especially traitors like you. Chapter 1176. Dragon Seeking Plate. You've entered the Dragon Gate Devil Cave? When Yang Hongwu heard this, he was a little curious. If that was the case, he could temporarily spare his life. Yes, I've entered the Dragon Gate Devil Cave and returned safely. The arrays that I set up were all obtained from the Dragon Gate Devil Cave. Qian Longji saw that Yang Hongwu was tempted and said, although the Dragon Gate Devil Cave is dangerous, I have a way to enter safely. All right, I can spare your life. However, if what you said is not true, I'll let you know what true fear is and what it means to live a life worse than death. As Yang Hongwu spoke, a terrifying murderous aura burst out. This terrifying murderous aura even froze the air, causing people to feel a chill in their hearts. No, I definitely won't lie to you. Qian Longji shivered. Lord, you promised me. Qianlong Laozu wanted to kill Qian Longji, but he was stopped by Yang Hongwu. This made him very unhappy. Are you negotiating with me? Yang Hongwu said coldly. You can't do this. You can't go back on your words. Qianlong Laozu shouted. Noisy. Yang Hongwu slapped Qianlong Laozu, sending him flying. Lord, this guy is useless. Why don't you let me kill him? Qian Longji said. You want him to die? Yes, Lord. I wanted to kill him for a long time. This old thing doesn't treat me as a human. Qian Longji gritted his teeth and said hatefully, he thinks that I don't know that my parents were killed by him. I've waited for so many years for revenge. I'll kill him and avenge my parents. You? How do you know? Qianlong Laozu's expression changed. He didn't expect Qian Longji to know about this matter. He did it very secretly. Moreover, Qian Longji was still young at that time. He didn't expect Qian Longji to remember all of this. Old thing, you didn't expect this, did you? My name is not Qian Longji. My name is Jiang Ruyuan. Qian Longji said coldly. If you hadn't captured Jiang Song, I wouldn't have known that Jiang Song was my uncle. No wonder. I finally understand why Jiang Song agreed to my request. Qianlong Laozu remembered that Jiang Song refused to agree at first. Later, after seeing Qian Longji, he agreed to cooperate with him. It turned out that it was because Qian Longji was his nephew. That's right. My uncle agreed to help you because he wanted to avenge my parents. Jiang Ruyan glared at Qianlong Laozu. In that case, should I kill you too? Yang Hongwu looked at Qian Longji. I killed your only relative, your uncle Jiang Song. No. Hearing Yang Hongwu's words, Jiang Ruyuan's face turned pale. He said in fear and trepidation, Lord, that's not what I meant. I want to avenge my uncle. My uncle told me that if he was killed by you, it would be his own fault. Moreover, you're so powerful. Even if there were 10,000 of me, I wouldn't be your opponent. Lord, you have to kill this little bastard. This brat is an ungrateful wretch. I raised him for so many years and raised him single-handedly. Yet, he turned against me. Moreover, he wanted to kill you too. Qianlong Laozu said. All right, stop arguing. Qian Longji, no. Jiang Ruyuan, right? I hate betrayals the most. I don't care if you hate me. As long as you have enough strength, I won't care if you want to kill me. Moreover, you're right. In my eyes, you're just an ant. Yang Hongwu said coldly. As for Qianlong Laozu, if you want to live, I can give you a chance. What chance? Qianlong Laozu was overjoyed. How could he not be happy when he heard that he still had a chance to live? As long as he didn't die, everything was negotiable. Even if he had to be a cow or a horse, he might have a chance to become a real dragon in the future if he became his slave. After all, he was just a dragon vein spirit. Although he had a physical body now, it wasn't the body of a real dragon. It was too difficult to become a real dragon and obtain the body of a real dragon. However, Yang Hongwu had the supreme bloodline of a real dragon. Moreover, it wasn't the bloodline of an ordinary real dragon. If he could obtain a drop of Yang Hongwu's blood essence in the future, it would be enough for him to break through the bloodline shackles and forge the body of a real dragon. I've created a treasure called the Searching Dragon Plate. It needs a tool spirit, and you're just right for it. Yang Hongwu said. The Searching Dragon Plate was a secret treasure. Although it wasn't an emperor weapon, it was still very powerful. The most important thing was that the Searching Dragon Plate was not only a formation plate, but also a treasure-hunting dragon plate. If there was a dragon vein spirit as the tool spirit, It could find the location of the spiritual veins in this world. Yang Hongwu's current strength required a large amount of spiritual energy. Without enough spiritual energy, it was very difficult to improve. However, if he had the searching dragon plate, all of this wouldn't be a problem. He could easily find the supreme spiritual veins in this world, especially the dragon vein. My lord, Qianlong Laozu was unwilling to become the tool spirit. Once he became the tool spirit, it meant that it would be difficult for him to break away and he would lose his true freedom. It was worse than being a slave. If he was only a slave, he would have his own body and could move freely. However, once he became the tool spirit, he would know that he would have no freedom at all in the secret treasure. Why? You're not willing? If you're not willing, I won't force you. Yang Hongwu didn't care. Although he wanted the searching dragon plate to find the spiritual veins, it wasn't necessary. However, if he had the searching dragon plate, it would be much easier to find the spiritual veins. I agree. People under the eaves had no choice but to lower their heads. Although Qianlong Laozu was very unwilling, there was no other way. If he didn't agree, he would be killed. Looking at Qianlong Laozu's aggrieved look, Yang Hongwu said, "Don't be so aggrieved. You'll know in the future that this is your wisest choice. If you become the tool spirit of the searching dragon plate, your future will be boundless." The searching dragon plate is a sacred tool, an existence that surpasses heaven tools. Moreover, it's a growth-type tool and can become an emperor weapon in the future. He knew about heaven tools. They were even more powerful than heaven tools. This made his eyes light up. If it wasn't for the fact that my strength hasn't recovered yet, I wouldn't need you. A mere weak dragon vein spirit is nothing in my eyes. Yang Hongwu said, "You're not willing now. I'm afraid that you won't be willing to leave my searching dragon plate in the future." Chapter 1177. Refining Jade Book a little. Yang Hongwu replied modestly to Zi Fenghuang's question. A little? The artifact you're refining needs an artifact spirit, and you only know a little? The purple phoenix rolled her eyes and said, "I'm also an artifact refiner. My family has been refining artifacts for generations. When you want to inject him into an artifact as an artifact spirit, can I watch from the side?" Zi Fenghuang looked at Yang Hongwu eagerly. "Even though I know that this is very presumptuous, but my weapon refinement skills have reached a bottleneck. When I first entered this place, the first reason was to find a way to break through the shackles of this world. The other reason was to obtain a weapon refinement skill so that I could make greater progress in weapon refinement." The purple phoenix did not wait for Yang Hongwu to speak and continued to speak. "Okay." Yang Hongwu nodded and agreed. "Great." Zi Fenghuang was wild with joy when he saw Yang Hongwu nod in agreement. He was as happy as a child, making others unable to restrain their laughter. In an artifact refining room, Yang Hongwu was holding an artifact in his hand. This artifact was the searching dragon plate that Yang Hongwu had refined. The searching dragon plate looked like a real dragon, vivid and lifelike. "I'm ready," Yang Hongwu said to Qianlong Laozu. "I'm going to inject you into the searching dragon plate and make you its artifact spirit." "Yes, sir. I'm ready," Qianlong Laozu said with a bitter face. Zi Fenghuang didn't dare to blink. He stared at Yang Hongwu, afraid to miss a single detail. At this moment, the searching dragon plate in Yang Hongwu's hand floated up and turned into a small golden dragon, hovering in the sky. "Tut!" Yang Hongwu's hands quickly formed a series of hand seals as he shouted. Then, a series of hand seals shot into the small dragon at an incredible speed. Light flickered continuously as bursts of dragon might burst out, causing one's mind to waver. Qianlong Laozu go. After Yang Hongwu formed hundreds of seals, he slapped his palm on Qianlong Laozu's body. A ray of light instantly emerged from Qianlong Laozu's body. It shone with a dazzling golden light and turned into a dragon soul. This dragon soul instantly rushed into the small golden dragon's body. Yang Hongwu continued to form seals one after another. That small golden dragon let out a dragon's roar. This dragon's roar resounded through the heavens and earth, filled with supreme majesty. Originally, it was just a lifelike searching dragon plate, but now it was releasing a terrifying pressure, as if a real dragon had descended. Done. In the end, Yang Hongwu forced out a drop of essence blood and branded it on the searching dragon plate. In an instant, the small golden dragon shone brightly, and its power became even more astonishing. Done. In the next moment, the small golden dragon turned into a golden light and fell into Yang Hongwu's hand, turning back into the searching dragon plate. What a mysterious technique. After a while, Zifeng Wang recovered from the shock. This refining technique was far from what she could compare to. It was too powerful. A grandmaster. No, it should be an existence that surpassed a grandmaster blacksmith. Zifeng Wang looked at Yang Hongwu and stuttered a little. She was embarrassed, but she still asked, Yang Hongwu, this refining technique of yours, can you teach it to me? You want to learn this refining technique? Yang Hongwu looked at her and asked, Can't I? Zifeng Wang was slightly disappointed. Sure, but this isn't some top-notch refining method. This is what I comprehended from alchemy and talisman making. If you really want to learn refining, I'll find a top-notch refining method for you, if I have a chance. Although Yang Hongwu didn't have a systematic knowledge of craftsmanship, he still had some achievements in craftsmanship. However, compared to alchemy and talisman crafting, his craftsmanship paled in comparison. In fact, his craftsmanship paled in comparison to the formation Tao as well. However, once one reached a certain level, all techniques would return to the same origin. No matter what it was the same principle. The 3,000 great paths could be said to lead to the same destination through different paths. You have a better refining technique? Zifeng Huang's eyes widened. She could not believe it and asked in shock. The method of refining that Yang Hongwu had shown was already the most profound method of refining that she had ever seen. She didn't expect that Yang Hongwu would actually say that he could get an even more powerful method of refining. Just where did he come from? How could he be so powerful and mysterious? Zifeng Wang became more and more curious about Yang Hongwu. These are some of my comprehensions. You can study them first. Yang Hongwu threw a jade slip to her. It contained some of Yang Hongwu's understanding of refining techniques. It was nothing to Yang Hongwu, but if Zifeng Wang wanted to study it thoroughly, it would take a long time. Thank you. Thank you so much. Zifeng Wang was very grateful. If it weren't for the lack of time, I would like to take a look at your refining technique and give you some pointers, Yang Hongwu said. Oh, that's right. With your outstanding talent and vast knowledge, could you help me explain my family's artifact refinement technique? After the purple phoenix put away the jade slip, she took out a thin jade book. This is your family's refining technique? Is it appropriate for you to show it to me? Yang Hongwu looked at Zifeng Wang in surprise. What's wrong with that? Didn't you also teach me everything you've learned? Didn't you teach me everything you know? Zifeng Wang laughed and said nonchalantly, Besides, there are indeed many parts of my family's refining technique that are difficult to understand. It's very strange, and some of them don't make sense at all. At this point, the purple phoenix furrowed her brows. The strangest part is that the book actually mentioned a method of water refinement. I've never heard of using water to refine artifacts. However, I believe that this method of refining artifacts passed down in my family is correct. However, I've tried it, and the water refinement method doesn't work at all. It can't even melt the most basic of ores. After hearing Zifeng Huang's words, Yang Hongwu was a little curious. The water refining technique was very mysterious, but it wasn't impossible. There were all kinds of strange things in the world. After all, he could even use elixirs to break formations. Since he already had the formation-breaking pill, it wasn't impossible to use water to refine weapons. Yang Hongwu received the jade book. Just as he was about to read it carefully, a huge suction force erupted from the jade book and instantly sucked his mind into the jade book. Yang Hongwu felt the world spin. In the next moment, he entered a bizarre world. This world was filled with all kinds of mysterious things. However, Yang Hongwu could sense that all of this was related to refining weapons. Zifeng Wang only saw a flash of light, and then Yang Hongwu became motionless like a statue. Even his breathing and heartbeat stopped. This made Zifeng Huang turn pale with fright. Chapter 1178. Alchemy. No need to shout, I'm fine. Not long after, Yang Hongwu woke up. Just now, a vast amount of information was transmitted into his mind from the Jade Book, causing him to fall into a short coma. The information in the Jade Book really surprised Yang Hongwu. It's great that you're fine. Seeing Yang Hongwu speak, Zifeng Huang was relieved and said, if something happened to you, how am I going to explain it to Sister Ran? Am I that weak? It's just a Jade Book. Yang Hongwu said snappily. However, the refining method recorded in this Jade Book is indeed shocking. You learned it? Zifeng Huang asked. Yang Hongwu nodded and said, the things recorded in this Jade Book are indeed shocking. It should be something from the great world of blacksmiths. Amazing, really amazing. Great world of blacksmiths? You're saying that this Jade Book is something from a great world of blacksmiths? Zifeng Huang also opened his mouth wide in disbelief. What did you learn from this Jade Book? I obtained the inheritance of this Jade Book. Your ancestor should be an expert from the great world of blacksmiths, a branch of the Fire Phoenix clan. The Phoenix bloodline in your body has not been completely activated. Once it is, your Phoenix divine fire will rise to another level, and your strength will also break through the shackles. As for the inheritance in this Jade Book, you can also truly open it. Yang Hongwu said. He obtained a lot of information from the mysterious world in the Jade Book, including a lot of information about the Fire Phoenix clan. Of course, there was also a refining method, and it was of a very high level. It reminded Yang Hongwu of the alchemy method and the divine refining method that he obtained in the past. There seemed to be some kind of mysterious connection between these three. In fact, these three secret techniques were simply one type. They were the true divine refinement techniques. However, Yang Hongwu's current strength was still too weak, and his cultivation realm was too low. There was no way for him to integrate these three secret skills into one. If he could really integrate these three secret skills into one, then refining weapons, refining pills, making talismans, and so on would just be a matter of a thought. The Phoenix bloodline. But how do I activate the Phoenix bloodline in my body? Zifeng Huang asked. Is there any record of it in the Jade Book? It's not difficult to activate the Phoenix bloodline in your body. Yang Hongwu smiled and said, if you are in a hurry, I can help you activate your Phoenix bloodline right now. Really? Zifeng Huang said. If you help me activate the Phoenix bloodline now, will I be able to obtain the inheritance of the refining method in this Jade Book? Yes, but it will be better if you wait until you leave this world and go to the common people's continent to find a place where you activated the Phoenix divine fire and activate your Phoenix bloodline there. Yang Hongwu said, in fact, the nihility divine flame that activates the divine flame of the Phoenix in your body is also something I need. Back then, the other condition I had when I wanted to make a deal with you was to bring me to the nihility divine flame. If it wasn't for the world of this origin bead, we would have already found the nihility divine flame. Hearing Yang Hongwu's words, Zifeng Huang's face turned pale. He said, you want the Shiwu divine fire? That's not possible. The Shiwu divine fire is too terrifying. It's not something a human can resist. It has already surpassed the limits of a human. Even a legendary flame, spirit, sacred body can't resist that terrifying flame. I naturally have a way. You don't have to worry about it. Yang Hongwu said, the Shiwu divine fire already has its own consciousness. Moreover, it is extremely powerful. It has already surpassed the divine realm and the limits of the common people's continent. Zifeng Huang said, it's too dangerous. I don't want to go there a second time in my life. Is it that terrifying? When Yang Hongwu saw Zifeng Huang's expression, he was extremely shocked. Zifeng Huang's personality should belong to the type that wasn't afraid of anything. However, he didn't expect that when he asked her to bring him to find the Shiwu divine fire, she would be so terrified. What kind of terrifying thing was at the location of the Shiwu divine fire? It's extremely terrifying. If I have to go there to activate my Phoenix bloodline, I'd rather not activate it. Zifeng Huang shook his head and said, since you said so, I'll help you activate the Phoenix bloodline here. Yang Hongwu said, When Zifeng Wang saw that Yang Hongwu had agreed, he heaved a sigh of relief. He looked at Yang Hongwu seriously and asked, "All right, what do you want me to do?" "Just wait for me to concoct a pill. Help me guard." Yang Hongwu condensed a ball of flame in the void. Stalks of spiritual herbs appeared in his hand. These spiritual herbs were all top-grade spiritual herbs and were extremely precious. Among them, there was a blood-red spiritual herb that looked like a phoenix. It was especially eye-catching. This spiritual herb was called the blood phoenix. It was filled with surging flame, energy, and an extremely powerful pressure. It was the pressure of the divine beast phoenix. This blood phoenix was born from the blood essence of the phoenix. Its effect was extremely shocking and extremely rare. Yang Hongwu had obtained this spiritual herb by accident. Without this spiritual herb, Yang Hongwu was not confident that he could concoct the phoenix bloodline pill that Zifeng Wang needed. After all, even the cleverest housewife could not cook without rice. Without the spiritual herb, no one would be able to concoct the special pill that they needed. Of course, if Yang Hongwu's strength and skill in alchemy reached a certain level, he could directly refine the spiritual qi in the void into elixirs. However, although the elixirs refined in this way were not bad, there were no special laws or special bloodline power in them, so they could not become special elixirs. At most, they could only concoct some pills that could increase one's cultivation. Some special pills that contained bloodline energy, laws, and even the Great Path laws could not be concocted. Looking at Yang Hongwu's alchemy skills, Zifeng Wang's eyes widened. This alchemy skills were too mysterious and too powerful. He did not even need to use a cauldron. This heaven-defying alchemy skill was simply incredible and unimaginable. In this world, even in the Tsangshan continent, there was probably no alchemist who was stronger and more outstanding than him. "Congeal!" At the critical moment, Yang Hongwu shouted out as he sent a series of hand seals into the pill. The pill was about to take shape. It was filled with boundless bloodline power and looked like a phoenix that was about to break through the void. Following Yang Hongwu's shout, a ray of light descended from the void. The entire sky was illuminated. A surging energy erupted. The huge pressure made it hard for people to breathe. Chapter 1179. Shangguang Feather Sect. If I let you go, do I still need to stay here? Yang Hongwu made a grabbing motion with his hand and released his true qi, instantly catching the blood-red phoenix in his hand. When he opened his hand again, the phoenix had already turned into a blood-red pill. On the surface of the pill, there were ancient and mysterious runes. These were pill veins. 10 pill veins, a 100% success pill. This pill was definitely not an ordinary pill. "This is the pill you need." Yang Hongwu handed the pill to Zifeng Wang and said, "As long as you take this pill, you will be able to activate the phoenix bloodline in your body. At that time, your strength should be able to break through the shackles and advance to the next realm. However, I suggest that you don't break through here. This world's spiritual qi is insufficient. If you break through here, your foundation won't be as solid as it was in the mortal continent." "All right, I'll listen to you." Zifeng Wang knew that Yang Hongwu wasn't lying. This was for her own good. Originally, she planned to break through immediately. After all, once her cultivation increased, she would be able to help Yang Hongwu. All this time, Yang Hongwu had been fighting alone. She and Bai Yiran hadn't been able to help Yang Hongwu much. In addition, I will also give you the inheritance of the refining method in this jade book. In a part of it, your cultivation is too weak, so you can only accept a part of it. As for the other part, when your strength is enough, you can obtain it from the jade book. Yang Hongwu said and pressed his finger on Zifeng Wang's forehead, passing the inheritance of the refining method in the jade book to Zifeng Wang. After a while, Zifeng Wang opened her eyes. "So that's how it is. I understand." Zifeng Wang was overjoyed. What Yang Hongwu passed to her wasn't only the inheritance in the jade book, but also Yang Hongwu's comprehension of the inheritance. If she were to comprehend it on her own, then she didn't know how much time it would take. With Yang Hongwu's comprehension, she could save a lot of time. Genius. Yang Hongwu was definitely a genius among geniuses, a monster among monsters. He knew everything, and it seemed that nothing could stop him. When she saw his insights, she felt as if she was suddenly enlightened. Many things that she didn't understand before were instantly enlightened. If he were to teach a disciple, it would definitely be very good. The Guan Yu sect was located on the Flying Immortal Peak. The Flying Immortal Peak was incomparably steep, and it was impossible for ordinary people to climb it. There were countless rare beasts on the Flying Immortal Peak, as well as countless poisonous insects, rats, and pythons. Ordinary people would not be able to survive on the Flying Immortal Peak. There was a staircase on the Flying Immortal Peak that led to the top of the mountain. At the end of the staircase was the Guan Yu sect. On this day, Yang Hongwu and the other two arrived at the Flying Immortal Peak and looked at the Guan Yu sect in front of them. This Guan Yu sect was indeed not simple. In the depths of the Guan Yu sect, there was a majestic energy. This majestic energy surprised Yang Hongwu. It was even richer and more majestic than the spiritual energy of the dragon vein of the Thousand Dragon Mountain. Guan Yu sect is indeed extraordinary. Yang Hongwu guessed that the place that contained the majestic energy was the sacred ground of the Guan Yu sect, the Guan Yu sacred ground. Come, let's go in, Yang Hongwu said to Bai Yiran and Zi Fenghuang behind him. When they arrived in front of the mountain gate, they were stopped by the guarding disciples of the Guan Yu sect. Stop, who are you? What business do you have here? The Guan Yu sect was heavily guarded. If outsiders didn't have an acquaintance leading the way, it was impossible to enter. We're looking for Guang Tianhua, Yang Hongwu said. How dare you? How dare you call the sect master by his name? The disciple was enraged when he heard Yang Hongwu call out his name. He unsheathed the saber in his hand and slashed it at Yang Hongwu with astonishing power. How dare a mere guarding disciple be so arrogant? Yang Hongwu narrowed his eyes and threw out a punch. This punch was fierce like a giant dragon emerging from the sea. The sound of the punch was like thunder. It instantly bombarded the saber of the disciple, shattering his saber instantly. The terrifying punch landed heavily on the chest of the guarding disciple. The disciple's chest caved in as though he was struck by lightning. His body was sent flying as though he was hit by a giant hammer. Yang Hongwu had used less than 10% of his strength in this punch. However, even so, it was not something that a mere disciple could withstand. This punch was enough to beat him to death. Not good. Someone is causing trouble, a voice shouted. It instantly spread throughout the entire Guan Yu sect. All of a sudden, many disciples came out of Guan Yu sect and surrounded Yang Hongwu and the other two. Zi Fenghuang smiled bitterly and whispered to Yang Hongwu, Yang Hongwu, is there a need to make such a big fuss? It's fine. Yang Hongwu didn't care. Who are you? Are you causing trouble in Guan Yu sect? Hey, isn't that by Iran of Cambrian Temple? A young man in purple clothes came out at this time. He had a sharp gaze, and his cultivation had reached the mysterious embryo realm. He looked to be about 21 or 22 years old. He had such a cultivation at such a young age. He was definitely one of the genius saints of Guan Yu sect. Your Cambrian Temple killed my junior brother. How dare you barge into our sect? You're courting death. This kid is called Guang Yiming, a genius of Guan Yu sect. He's the disciple of Guang Tianhua, the sect master of Guan Yu sect, by Iran said to Yang Hongwu. So you're a disciple of Guang Tianhua. No wonder you're so arrogant. Yang Hongwu's voice was soft, but everyone heard it clearly. Guang Yiming was furious when he heard Yang Hongwu's words. A mere true spirit realm warrior dared to be so arrogant. Kid, you're good. I don't know who gave you the guts to be so arrogant in front of me. I'll kill you and then capture by Iran. With that, Guang Yiming turned into a ray of white light and swept towards Yang Hongwu. His speed was shockingly fast, like a bolt of lightning. However, it was nothing in Yang Hongwu's eyes. He didn't even look and punched. Yang Hongwu only used his physical strength for this punch. He didn't even use his true chi. Good. Seeing Yang Hongwu's punch, Guang Yiming sneered. This kid was only in the true spirit realm. How much power could this punch have? He was in the mysterious embryo realm, the most outstanding genius of Guan Yu sect. His punch was comparable to an expert in the late stage of the primordial spirit realm. How could a mere true spirit realm warrior not be killed by his punch? This kid was digging his own grave. Boom! The two fists collided. Crack! After a crisp sound, there was a shrill scream, and a figure was sent flying. The disciples of Guang Yu sect thought that Yang Hongwu was dead for sure. However, to their surprise, it wasn't Yang Hongwu who was sent flying. It was their genius, Guang Yiming. Chapter 1180. Internal Strife. How is this possible? The disciples of Guang Yu sect were shocked and couldn't believe their eyes. Oh my God, Guang Yiming has been defeated. He's too strong. He's only in the true spirit realm, but he's so terrifying. He crippled Guang Yiming with a single punch. What should we do now? Is there no one who can stop him? Where are the elders? They're here. The sect master is here. At this moment, Guang Tianhua rushed over. Ever since the old ancestor left Guang Yu's sect, he had an ominous premonition. Just a few days ago, he discovered that the old ancestor's jade token had shattered. The old ancestor was dead, and so were the people who were with him. He felt that the sky was about to collapse. He knew very well what the old ancestor's death meant. The reason why Guang Yu's sect was able to stand strong was because of the old ancestor. Now that the old ancestor was killed, the entire Guang Yu sect would suffer a disastrous decline if news of this spread. However, this wasn't what he was most worried about. He was most worried that the person who killed the old ancestor would come to Guang Yu's sect to cause trouble. But this time, he felt that something was wrong. What was supposed to come had finally come. It was the people of Cambrian Hall. He took a deep breath and let go of everything, although he wanted to escape. So what if he escaped? Even a terrifying expert like the old ancestor was killed. If the person wanted to kill him, where could he escape to? He was the sect master of Guang Yu sect. This identity meant that he couldn't escape. If he was an ordinary disciple, he would have left long ago. However, he couldn't do that. He was the sect master of Guang Yu sect, the person with the highest status in Guang Yu sect other than the old ancestor. The other party wouldn't let him go. Therefore, rather than running away and living in fear, it was better to face the reality. Perhaps that person had fought with the ancestor and killed him, but had also been seriously injured. Master, kill him. Kill this little bastard. He crippled me. Guang Yiming shouted when he saw Guang Tianhua. Shut up. At this moment, Guang Tianhua's eyes flashed with a cold light, and he coldly scolded Guang Yiming. Then, he looked at Yang Hongwu and Bai Yiran and said, "You guys finally came. You should have known that this day would come." Yang Hongwu said coldly, "You should have known from the moment your Guang Yu sect attacked." "What do you want?" Guang Tianhua looked at Yang Hongwu. "What do I want?" Yang Hongwu smiled and said, "I want the entire Guang Yu sect." Okay. Guang Tianhua's answer was beyond Yang Hongwu's expectations. Even Bai Yiran and Zi Fengwang were in disbelief. What was Guang Tianhua thinking? He actually agreed to Yang Hongwu's conditions so easily, even abandoning Guang Yu sect. There was probably a conspiracy behind this. The disciples of Guang Yu sect were stunned. They never thought that their sect master would make such a decision. Guang Yiming was also dumbfounded. He thought that he had misheard, or that his master had gone senile. How could he say such a thing? "Master, are you senile? Sect master, you? How could you do this?" The elders of Guang Yu sect hurried over. When they heard Guang Tianhua's words, they trembled with anger. "This is treason. This is treason. Elders, sect master must have been possessed. Kill them. Only by killing them can we save sect master." Guang Yiming hurriedly shouted when he saw the elders of Guang Yu sect appear. "Shut up. Are you the sect master, or am I the sect master? The patriarch isn't here, so I'm the strongest in Guang Yu sect." Guang Tianhua's eyes flickered with a cold light. He snorted and said, "If anyone dares to question me, they'll be going against me and betraying Guang Yu sect. You, Guang Tianhua, what do you think of Guang Yu sect by doing this? How can a sect master submit to someone else? Since when has Guang Yu sect been reduced to becoming someone else's slave?" At this moment, another old man appeared. He had a fat head and big ears, but his face was flushed with health. He looked like an old immortal. His surname was Zhu, and he had a high status. He was also one of the patriarchs of Guang Yu sect. Elder Zhu, look." Guang Tianhua has made such a decision. With his actions, he is no longer suitable to be the sect master of our Guangyu sect. Seeing the old man, the elders of the Guangyu sect all bowed respectfully. Elder Zhu, I'm doing this for the sake of Guangyu sect. Guang Tianhua quickly bowed when he saw the old man appear. We can't go against this person. Nonsense. Guangyu sect has stood tall for so many years. What kind of crisis have we not seen? What kind of experts have we not met? I've killed countless enemies along the way. I've even killed hundreds of experts at the pinnacle of the Tao pedestal realm. How can a mere true spirit realm, primordial spirit realm, and Tao pedestal realm expert make you so afraid? Where's your decency? Zhu Lai said coldly. Guang Tianhua, you're no longer suitable to be the sect master. Men, capture Zhu Lai and lock him in the confinement room. He's not allowed to come out without my permission. Yes, Patriarch. Everyone was overjoyed when they heard Zhu Lai's words. A few elders rushed towards Guang Tianhua. This series of changes left everyone dumbfounded. Yang Hongwu hadn't expected that Guang Tianhua, the sect master of Guangyu sect, would make such a choice. Is this an act? Yang Hongwu mocked. Yang Hongwu, these old fogies are probably plotting something. They're probably trying to stall for time, Zifeng Wang said. Kid, I don't care who you are. Guangyu sect isn't a place for you to behave atrociously. Surrender if you know what's good for you. Otherwise, I'll take action. Zhu Lai looked at Yang Hongwu with a glint in his eyes. Yang Hongwu was shocked. This old fogey's strength wasn't any weaker than the old fogey he had killed. In fact, this old man even gave Yang Hongwu a sense of danger. He should have another powerful item in his hands that could even pose a threat to Yang Hongwu. Elder Zhu, be careful with your words. Guang Tianhua waved his hand, and a powerful force sent a few elders who wanted to capture him flying. He appeared beside Zhu Lai in a flash. Zhu Lai thought that Guang Tianhua was going to make a move, so he waved his hand to attack. Guang Tianhua waved his hand and blocked the attack. Then, he transmitted his voice, Elder Zhu, the Patriarch is dead. What? Elder Zhu turned pale with fright. Are you telling the truth? A few days ago, when he was in seclusion, his blood surged, and he had an ominous premonition, which was why he had no choice but to come out. He originally thought that the ominous premonition was related to today's matter, but he did not expect that in broad daylight, his senior brother was already dead. How could he not be shocked? Chapter 1181. Killed with a single slash, it's true. Patriarch's death is related to them, or rather, it's related to the people behind them, Guang Tianhua said. If that's the case, then all the more they deserve to die. Zhu Lai's eyes flashed with terrifying killing intent. Since the three of them were related to his senior brother's death, they must die. How could he comfort his senior brother's spirit in heaven if he didn't kill them? Elder Zhu, I'm afraid Guangyu sect will be completely annihilated if we kill them, Guang Tianhua said. In fact, Patriarch might even have been killed by this young man. You're talking about this kid? He's only in the true spirit realm, not even the purple mansion realm. How could he have killed senior brother? Are you kidding me? Zhu Lai was furious. Or are you just trying to protect him? Or have you already betrayed Guangyu sect? Patriarch. Shut up. Guang Tianhua, you betrayed Guangyu sect. Today, I'll clean up the sect and kill you. Zhu Lai had lost his patience. He clenched his hand into a fist and punched Guang Tianhua. The punch seemed to pierce through the void. The terrifying true qi was like a scorching sun that wanted to kill Guang Tianhua. Bang! Guang Tianhua was strong, but he was no match for Zhu Lai. Moreover, Guang Tianhua didn't expect Zhu Lai to kill him. How could he block the attack in a hurry? The punch sent him flying in an instant. Go, kill Guang Tianhua for me. He has betrayed Guangyu's sect and senior brother. He deserves to die. Zhu Lai didn't continue to pursue Guang Tianhua after sending him flying. Instead, he stared at Yang Hongwu and released an even stronger killing intent. Little bastard, did you attack senior brother? You mean that old bastard Guang Yuanfang? Yang Hongwu took out an item, which was the diamond bracelet. This was a treasure that Yang Hongwu had obtained after killing Guang Yuanfang, the old ancestor of the Guangyu sect. I've already killed him. The experts of Light Feather Sect all said that Guang Yuanfang was the strongest and Guang Rui was the second strongest. However, the truth was that this old bastard wasn't any weaker than Guang Yuanfang. He was probably the second strongest expert in the Light Feather Sect, or even the strongest. Diamond bracelet? It's senior brother's diamond bracelet. Little bastard, did you really kill senior brother? Zhu Lai's eyes flashed with a cold light. What kind of scheme did you use to kill my senior brother? Hand it over and kill yourself to atone for your crimes. Haha, what a joke. Your Light Feather Sect's old ancestor has been killed by me. How dare an old thing like you be so arrogant? Yang Hongwu laughed wildly. The other elders and disciples of Light Feather Sect turned pale with fright when they heard this. The patriarch was killed? Impossible. The patriarch's strength is so formidable. That diamond bracelet is the weapon of the patriarch. It's his strongest treasure. If the patriarch wasn't dead, how could it have landed in the hands of that young man? When the news of the death of Guang Yuanfang's old ancestor spread, all the disciples present were terrified. Even their old ancestor was dead. This young man was way too frightening. Even if it wasn't him, there must be a frightening force behind him. How strong must someone be to be able to kill their old ancestor? Little bastard, you're courting death. Zhu Lai made his move. Grabbing at the void, a rake appeared. This rake was filled with an unparalleled power that seemed capable of ripping the world apart. Little bastard, go to hell. This rake struck out at Yang Hongwu with a frightening might, causing the void to tear apart. Old bastard, are you a pig? Using a rake as a weapon? Yang Hongwu thought of Zhu Beiji. However, this old bastard's strength was way weaker than Zhu Beiji's. Zhu Beiji was one of the top existences in the Chaos 3 worlds. In fact, he was even stronger than the great sage, heaven's equal, Sun Wukong. According to the Journey to the West, the great sage, heaven's equal, Sun Wukong, was extremely strong and had cultivated the 72 transformations. However, that was only the 72 Disha transformations. As for the Heavenly Dipper 36 transformations that Zhu Beiji cultivated, it was much stronger than the 72 Disha transformations. Zhu Beiji was a smart man and knew how to endure much better than Sun Wukong. Of course, this was just Yang Hongwu's guess. He would only know if he met them in person and asked. This Zhu Lai before him also had the surname Zhu and used a rake. However, this old bastard's strength wasn't all that impressive. Or is this just for raking shit? Arg, I'm gonna rip you to shreds. Upon hearing Yang Hongwu's words, Zhu Lai completely lost his mind. How could he not be angry that he was called a pig and that his rake was only for raking shit? He was an old ancestor of the Light Feather Sect and had a high status. However, his senior brother Guang Yuanfang's status was only second to him. No one dared to be rude to him. But Yang Hongwu actually dared to humiliate him like this. How could he bear it? Zhu Lai was so angry that his eyes turned red and the veins on his forehead popped out. Diamond bracelet, go. Yang Hongwu threw out the white ring in his hand. It turned into a huge halo and instantly enveloped the rake. A huge suction force burst out, firmly trapping the rake. Damn it. Zhu Lai finally came to his senses. He had been provoked. He didn't expect that Yang Hongwu would obtain the method to use the diamond bracelet after killing his senior brother. This made him furious. However, he was strong enough to grab the rake and prevent it from being snatched away by the diamond bracelet. Yang Hongwu squinted his eyes. He knew that the so-called diamond bracelet was just a fake. In Journey to the West, Taishang Laojuan's diamond bracelet was extremely powerful. Grand Miss Saber. Yang Hongwu's aura surged, and a saber appeared in his hand. The saber was filled with a supreme aura and terrifying power. The weapons in the hands of everyone present began to tremble. It was as if they had encountered something terrifying, or as if they were submitting to a king. The Grand Miss Saber was an emperor weapon. Although it hadn't recovered, it was still extremely powerful and domineering. Zhu Lai's face changed when he saw the saber in Yang Hongwu's hand. Even the diamond bracelet couldn't withstand it. Now, there was such a terrifying saber. This saber was even more powerful than the diamond bracelet and the rake in his hand. Old thing, since you and your senior brother are so affectionate, I'll send you down to reunite with him. After Yang Hongwu finished speaking, he released a dense amount of innate qi and poured it into the Grand Mist blade. Suddenly, the Grand Mist saber shone brightly and a huge golden dragon appeared. It was incomparably powerful. Raging dragon breaks the heavens. As he slashed out with his saber, the golden dragon tore through space with an unparalleled might and charged toward Zhu Lai. Under this terrifying pressure, the weaker people were all pressed to the ground, unable to move at all. Crack. Chapter 1182. Mysterious sarcophagus. Elder Zhu is dead. How can this be? Terrifying. This young man's strength is too frightening. Everyone was stunned to see Zhu lie dead. Who was Elder Zhu? He was the ancestor of Guan Yu's sect. As the ancestor of Guan Yu's sect, he was extremely powerful. However, he was killed by Yang Hongwu in a single move. This was enough to prove how terrifying Yang Hongwu's cultivation was. Currently, no one in Guan Yu's sect was a match for him. Guan Yu's sect was finished. Sigh. Guang Tianhua got up at this time. Although he was seriously injured, he wasn't dead yet. He couldn't help but sigh when he saw Zhu lie dead. He had expected this outcome, but Elder Zhu didn't believe him and ended up like this. If Elder Zhu had believed him, he wouldn't have died. Young Master. Guang Tianhua looked at Yang Hongwu and said, "Now that Elder Zhu has been killed by Young Master, I represent the entire Guan Yu sect to pledge allegiance to Young Master. I only ask that Young Master show mercy." He knew that if Yang Hongwu's anger didn't subside, not many disciples of Guan Yu's sect would be able to survive. Sure, but I don't want to see anyone betray me. A cold light flashed in Yang Hongwu's eyes. This Guang Tianhua wasn't bad and knew how to adapt to circumstances. Of course, such a person was also very dangerous. He could betray Guan Yu's sect and pledge allegiance to Yang Hongwu now, and he could betray Yang Hongwu and pledge allegiance to others in the future. However, Yang Hongwu couldn't kill Guang Tianhua right now. Even if he did, it wouldn't be a big deal because he wasn't worried about others. After all, given his current situation, no one in the origin bead was a match for him. Eventually, he would have to leave this world. This place needed someone to manage. Zifeng Wang would not stay, and neither would Bai Iran. Therefore, he could only find someone to manage this world. At first, he wanted Jiang Song to manage this world. However, that guy did not know what was good for him. He betrayed him and even tried to kill him. Therefore, he died. Jiang Ryuan was one of them. However, if it was only Jiang Ryuan, it would not be suitable. They needed to train more people. Guang Tianhua was one of them. Even with Guang Tianhua, there were only two of them. Neither of them could be fully trusted, so he needed to find a more reliable person. Who was this person? For the time being, it was still hard to be sure. However, now that the matters of Guan Yu's sect were almost settled, he could go to the Dragon Gate Devil Cave after checking on the Guan Yu holy ground. "Don't worry, young master. I'll make sure you're satisfied," Guang Tianhua said. In the secret vault of Guan Yu's sect, Zifeng Wang said to Yang Hongwu, "Do you trust Guang Tianhua that much? Aren't you afraid that he'll scheme against you?" Yang Hongwu was actually so confident that he could enter the secret vault. This vault was the foundation of Guan Yu's sect. Most of the treasures of Guan Yu's sect were stored here. Guan Yu's sect had been around for countless years and had accumulated many treasures. The size of the vault shocked Zifeng Wang. There were countless treasures here, including weapons, elixirs, secret manuals, and so on. There were too many of them. However, Yang Hongwu was not interested in these. He only kept some of the elixirs. As for weapons, equipment, elixirs, and talismans, Yang Hongwu was not interested in them. Hey, this is a fire source stone. It has such rich fire attribute energy. At that moment, a piece of or caught Yang Hongwu's attention. It was a red gemstone that was filled with boundless energy. Yang Hongwu could tell at a glance that this was extraordinary. This fire source stone is mine. Before Yang Hongwu could make a move, Zifeng Wang grabbed it. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly when he saw this. "All right, it's yours." This fire source stone was actually quite useful to Yang Hongwu. After he retrieved the Nihility Divine Flame, This fire source stone could be used to upgrade it. However, since Zifeng Huang had already taken it, he would be too embarrassed to ask for it back. At least you know what's good for you. Zifeng Huang's lips curled into a smile as he spoke to Yang Hongwu. Let's go and see if there are any other treasures inside. Yang Hongwu sensed that there was a special power in this vault. They entered the innermost, secret chamber. What entered their eyes was a stone coffin. There were countless ancient runes on this stone coffin. Even Yang Hongwu had never seen these runes before. This shocked Yang Hongwu. Yang Hongwu was even more surprised when he used his spiritual force to scan the coffin, but was bounced back. This stone coffin was so strange that even his spiritual force was bounced back. It was not simple. It was really not simple. Why would the Guan Yu sect place this stone coffin here? Zifeng Huang asked. Could this be the coffin of the founder of the Guan Yu sect? Yang Hongwu shook his head. It's not. This stone coffin was very mysterious. It could actually isolate his spiritual force. How could it be so simple? How could the founder of the Guan Yu sect have such ability? Although Yang Hongwu's strength had yet to recover, his spiritual force was very powerful. It was not something that could be blocked by runes and restrictions. Not only could this stone coffin block his spiritual force, but the runes and restrictions on it were also very ancient. They looked simple, but were filled with a supreme, mysterious aura. They were definitely not ordinary. We'll know once we open this stone coffin, Bai Yiran said. Open it now. Zifeng Huang asked. This stone coffin looks very strange. Could there be a terrifying existence sealed inside? Zifeng Huang was still a little worried. This stone coffin looked very strange. Like Yang Hongwu, she tried to probe it with her spiritual force. However, it was bounced back instantly, and she was almost injured. This made her heart palpitate. Okay, I'll open it. You two step back a little. Yang Hongwu said to the two women. Although he was confident, he still asked the two women to step back just in case. After all, no one knew what was in this stone coffin. Moreover, his cultivation had yet to recover. If he encountered an ancient existence or a terrifying demon, things would be bad. Yang Hongwu did not want his women to take risks before he had absolute confidence. Let me do it, Bai Yiran said. No, let me do it. Yang Hongwu's tone was very firm and did not allow for refusal. Okay, then you must be careful. I have a bad feeling, Bai Yiran said. Yang Hongwu nodded. After the two women stepped back, he came to the front of the stone coffin. The immortal spear appeared in his hand. He first flicked a few restriction-breaking pills and bombarded the ancient restriction. To Yang Hongwu's surprise, these restriction-breaking pills did not break the restriction. They only broke a part of it. Chapter 1183. The man in the stone coffin opened. Yang Hongwu once again threw out a few breaking restriction pills and a series of seals. The restriction on the stone coffin was instantly broken. After the restriction was broken, a terrifying aura burst out. Yang Hongwu fiercely waved his undying divine spear, and a vast force formed a barrier, blocking the aura. It's really not simple. Let me see what the hell is this. Yang Hongwu fiercely flicked the undying divine spear in his hand and instantly opened the lid of the stone coffin. A black smoke appeared in the stone coffin. Yang Hongwu waved his hand, and the black smoke dispersed. The thing in the stone coffin was immediately imprinted in his eyes. It's him? Yang Hongwu's eyes widened in disbelief. What's wrong? Bai Yiran also walked up at this time. She was also surprised when she saw the person in the stone coffin. How could it be him? Zifeng Huang also walked up and looked at the person in the stone coffin. He said, It's the Purple Moon Demon King. No, it's not him. What Purple Moon Demon King? The Purple Moon Demon King is an expert outside of this small world. Yang Hongwu said. He did not expect that Zifeng Huang also knew about the Purple Moon Demon King. However, after thinking about it, he understood. The Purple Moon Demon King could be said to be famous in the Canshan continent. It was normal for Zifeng Huang to know about him. You know this guy? Zifeng Huang said. Although this person is not the Purple Moon Demon King, he should be related to him. Could it be that he's the Purple Moon Demon King's ancestor or descendant? This person should not be him. However, he is very similar to the person we know. Yang Hongwu said. What's his name? Zifeng Wang was very curious. How strong is he? He's called Zitian. His strength is very terrifying. He's an ancient demon. Yang Hongwu said, even if I tell you, you won't understand. How does he compare to the Purple Moon Demon King? Zifeng Wang asked. Yang Hongwu said indifferently, the Purple Moon Demon King is not even fit to carry his shoes. Even when I was at my peak, dealing with the Purple Moon Demon King would be as easy as breathing. Keep bragging. Bragging is free anyway. Zifeng Wang didn't believe him at all. He rolled his eyes and said, you don't believe me? You can ask Iran. She won't lie. Yang Hongwu said, you are Sister Iran's husband. As the saying goes, a married woman follows her husband. Of course, Sister Iran will speak up for you. Besides, if you're really that strong, why are you so weak now? Zifeng Wang asked. When Yang Hongwu heard this, he shook his head and said, it's okay if you don't believe me. However, this guy, even if he isn't that person, he has a lot to do with him. The corpse in the stone coffin was too similar to Zitian. They were almost exactly the same. Except for some differences in the aura, even the bones were exactly the same. Yang Hongwu didn't believe that this guy wasn't related to Zitian at all. Could it be that Zitian had also entered the common people's continent? If that was the case, it would be interesting. It was because of those two bastards, Zitian and Tian Dao, that his physical body was destroyed by the lightning tribulation. He had no choice but to enter the mortal continent. Now that he was in the mortal continent, his strength was greatly reduced. He was only in the true spirit realm now. He was far from the great emperor realm. He didn't know when he would break through to the Tai, true god realm. How do we deal with this corpse? Bai Iran asked. Destroy it. No, if it's really related to Zitian, it would be a pity to destroy it like this. Yang Hongwu's eyes burst out with a cold light. I'm going to refine this guy into a battle corpse. If this guy was refined into a battle corpse, it would be interesting to fight against Zitian. Yang Hongwu knew in his heart that the thunder tribulation of the Great Path Back then was very terrifying. He had no way to resist it. At that time, Zitian's strength was still much stronger than his. If he didn't die, Zitian probably wouldn't die either. That guy, even if he didn't enter the mortal continent, he might have entered the true god domain or the true devil domain. Of course, it was also possible that he entered a higher level. However, that guy definitely wouldn't die. That guy should be his fated enemy. If Zitian really died, then he would be able to sense it. Moreover, once Zitian was killed by him, then he would take an unbelievable step. This was Yang Hongwu's intuition. As for whether it was true or not, he didn't know. After all, although he had defeated Zitian countless times, he couldn't completely kill Zitian. Not only that, every time Zitian was defeated by him, he would encounter a huge opportunity. Because of that, he would break through his shackles and become stronger. You want to refine this corpse into a battle corpse? That's not very good, right? Zifeng Wang frowned and said, refining a battle corpse wasn't something a righteous person would do. Yang Hongwu actually wanted to refine this corpse into a battle corpse, which made her feel uncomfortable. Not good, back off. Suddenly, Yang Hongwu noticed that the corpse in the sarcophagus was glowing with a purplish black light, and an evil mark appeared. This mark was filled with a terrifying power that made Yang Hongwu feel the aura of death. If he had reached the primordial spirit realm, he wouldn't have to worry about it. However, his current cultivation was only at the true spirit realm, which was still far from the primordial spirit realm. That evil mark was like a poisonous snake that instantly shot towards Yang Hongwu. Seeing this, Yang Hongwu swung the immortal deity spear in his hand. Soul devouring. The spear shot towards the mark, which contained the majestic power of the immortal deity talisman. Bang! With a muffled sound, Yang Hongwu blocked the evil mark, but he didn't manage to disperse it. The mark was changed direction by Yang Hongwu's attack and instantly shot towards Zifeng Wang. Yang Hongwu's expression changed drastically. He could feel the aura of death from this mark. So how could Zifeng Wang withstand it? If it hit Zifeng Wang, she would definitely die. Be careful, get out of the way, Yang Hongwu shouted. Zifeng Wang's expression changed when she saw the mark. Divine Phoenix Fire. With a roar, Zifeng Huang waved her hand, and a burst of divine phoenix fire erupted. It turned into a fire phoenix and shot towards the mark. Bang! The fire phoenix was instantly dispersed by the mark, but it continued to fly towards Zifeng Huang. At this moment, Yang Hongwu had already reached Zifeng Huang's side. He reached out and pulled Zifeng Huang away. Even so, Zifeng Huang's left hand was still hit by the evil mark, and a gash appeared. Then, the corpse in the sarcophagus suddenly opened her eyes and turned into a black shadow. She merged with the evil mark and instantly broke out of the stone room and disappeared. Chapter 1184. Purple Mansion Realm. That bastard actually managed to escape. Yang Hongwu's face darkened. Not only did that guy escape, but even Zifeng Huang was injured, and his injuries were not light. If not for Zifeng Huang's divine phoenix fire, she would have been corrupted by the evil black energy. However, even with the protection of the divine phoenix fire, Zifeng Huang's situation was not optimistic. Husband, Sister Phoenix's condition isn't good. She needs immediate treatment. Bai Yiran checked on Zifeng Huang's condition, and her expression changed drastically. Let me do it. Yang Hongwu reached out and grabbed Zifeng Huang's arm. No, I'll infect you. Zifeng Huang shook her head and pushed Yang Hongwu away when she saw Yang Hongwu grabbing her arm. She was well aware of how terrifying this evil power was. Even the divine fire of the phoenix could not resist it. It was too powerful. She did not think that Yang Hongwu could expel this power. If she implicated Yang Hongwu, then that would not be what she wanted. Don't worry. It's just a little bit of evil power. I can deal with it, Yang Hongwu said with a faint smile. You? Are you really confident? If I get you into trouble, I won't be able to redeem myself even if I die 100 times, Zifeng Huang said. Don't worry. I won't do anything that I'm not confident in. Moreover, how can I leave you alone? Your injuries are all because of me. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have been injured by that bastard. Yang Hongwu grabbed Zifeng Huang's arm and pressed it against the wound. To Zifeng Huang's surprise, the evil power seemed to be afraid of Yang Hongwu and wanted to escape. However, how could Yang Hongwu allow this evil force to escape? Devour true body, devour. A cold light shot out from Yang Hongwu's eyes, and a terrifying suction force erupted from his right hand. The devour true body and the demon devouring pattern appeared. In an instant, the evil power was devoured. This won't do. Zifeng Huang realized that Yang Hongwu was trying to devour the evil power in her body. How could he do that? Zifeng Huang wanted to break away from Yang Hongwu's arm. But how could she do that? Her strength had been greatly reduced because of that force. Moreover, her strength was not as good as Yang Hongwu's, so how could she shake off Yang Hongwu's hand? Moreover, if the demon-devouring runes were so easily shaken off, it wouldn't be a supreme secret technique. Zifeng Huang was moved to tears as she watched Yang Hongwu devour the evil power in her body. She looked at Yang Hongwu with a gentle gaze. However, Yang Hongwu did not notice this. His attention was completely focused on the evil power that was devouring him. This power was really the power of the ominous demon. This ominous demon power was scarier than any ominous demon power he had ever seen. Even Yang Hongwu's devouring true body and demon-devouring pattern could not dissolve it in a short time. At this moment, his expression was extremely solemn. In a short while, Yang Hongwu had devoured all the evil power into his body. Zifeng Huang's face returned to its original rosy color, and her black wound had already healed. Yang Hongwu only let go of Zifeng Huang's arm after he had devoured all the evil power. In contrast to Zifeng Huang, Yang Hongwu's expression did not look good. His aura fluctuated between strong and weak. Strange demonic patterns even appeared on his right hand. These demonic patterns were filled with an unparalleled evil power. Even Bai Yiran was a little worried when she saw this. Are you all right? Zifeng Huang asked with concern. I told you not to worry about me, but you just had to devour this power. This is the most evil power I have ever seen. There is no way to dissolve it. Even my divine fire of the phoenix could not suppress it. How could you suppress it? It's just a strand of ominous devil power. If I can't even suppress and expel it, then I wouldn't be myself. Yang Hongwu exuded supreme confidence when he said this. Even Zifeng Wang was affected by his words. Protect me while I refine this power of the ominous demon, Yang Hongwu said. He sat down cross-legged and crazily circulated the Nine Heavens divine dragon technique and the devouring art. The power of the ominous demon was refined by Yang Hongwu bit by bit. The Nine Heavens divine dragon technique was not an ordinary technique. Although the power of the ominous demon was very strong, it was only a trace after all. A divine dragon flashed on Yang Hongwu's body. Yang Hongwu opened a hole in the spiritual vein of the Guangyu sect, and the majestic spiritual power was devoured by Yang Hongwu. After an unknown period of time, Yang Hongwu's aura underwent a huge change. His aura surged. His cultivation base had a breakthrough at this moment. The first stage of the Purple Mansion realm. Yang Hongwu did not expect that he would break through to the first level of the Purple Mansion realm at this time. It was really too shocking. This was a breakthrough that surpassed his level. However, this was also reasonable. In fact, his cultivation base had already reached that level long ago. After all, he was once a great Emperor expert. It was not difficult for him to break through to the Purple Mansion realm. It would be fine as long as he had enough spiritual power. The power of the ominous demon, coupled with the power of the spiritual vein of the Guangyu sect, raised Yang Hongwu's cultivation base in one fell swoop. After stabilizing his cultivation base, Yang Hongwu opened his eyes. Zifeng Wang heaved a sigh of relief when he saw that Yang Hongwu had woken up. However, he still said, "Your cultivation base has actually broken through. That's too fast." "How is this fast?" Yang Hongwu said, "I've already said that my cultivation base has not recovered. At my peak, my cultivation base was much stronger than this." "Continue to brag." Zifeng Wang rolled his eyes and said, "Anyway, no one knows. You can brag however you want." Yang Hongwu was instantly speechless. Bai Yiran smiled faintly. She knew that Zifeng Wang had already secretly given her husband her heart. Regarding this, she did not feel too repulsed. After all, she was not the only woman Yang Hongwu had. Of course, she still felt a little uncomfortable. After all, she was also a woman. However, in her heart, Yang Hongwu would become a supreme expert sooner or later. He would become the ruler of the universe with a lofty status. As a super expert, it was impossible for him to only have one woman. Chapter 1185. Divine Tao, let's go to the Guangyu sacred ground now, Yang Hongwu said. The spiritual energy there is rich and will be helpful to your cultivation. Okay. The three of them quickly entered the Guangyu sacred ground. The Guangyu sacred ground was separated by a formation. This formation was very powerful, but in front of Yang Hongwu, it was like a piece of paper and had no effect at all. Is this the Guangyu sacred ground? The spiritual energy here is really rich. After Zifeng Wang entered the Guangyu sacred ground, she felt the rich spiritual energy in the Guangyu sacred ground. It was much stronger than the outside world. Cultivating here for a day was comparable to cultivating outside for several days. Of course, this wasn't the most important thing. The most important thing was that she felt refreshed in the Guangyu Holy Land. She felt very comfortable and relaxed here. It was as if cultivating here could enlighten her. This was the rare and valuable part. It meant that cultivating here would be easier to comprehend things and improve one's realm compared to cultivating outside. However, Bai Yiran and Yang Hongwu did not care about this. After all, what kind of cultivation sacred ground had they not seen before? Even in Yang Hongwu's immortal pagoda, it was much better than here. "I want to cultivate here properly," Zifeng Wang said. "In less than half a month, my strength should be able to improve by another level. I can't wait for half a month." Yang Hongwu shook his head. "I still have a lot of things to do. Moreover, if I cultivate here, the spiritual energy here can only last for a day at most, maybe even less than a day." "You're bragging. The spiritual energy here is so rich. This is a big spiritual vein. Can you refine all the spiritual energy in this spiritual vein in a day? Do you think you're a true god?" Zifeng Wang rolled her eyes and said. She did not believe Yang Hongwu's words. The spiritual energy here was too rich, and there was too much of it. If a person wanted to refine it, even a divine realm expert would not be able to do it. If he wanted to completely refine it, his body would have exploded and he would have died long ago. However, what she didn't know was that Yang Hongwu wasn't an ordinary person. His foundation was too solid, and every time he broke through, he would need an endless amount of spirit energy. Now that his cultivation was at the Purple Mansion realm, the amount of spirit energy he needed to break through to the next realm was probably more than what a Dao platform realm martial artist or even a divine realm martial artist needed to break through to the next realm. Believe it or not. By the way, do you want to cultivate light feather sex light feather? Asked Yang Hongwu. Light feather, 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 feather? Guang Tianhua told you about this cultivation technique? Zifeng Wang was a little surprised. Light feather was a good cultivation technique. In this world, it was a first-class cultivation technique. Of course, she was very curious about it. Even if this cultivation technique was not 100% compatible with her, she could still use it as a reference. Perhaps it would be of great help to her. No, but I know where this cultivation technique is. Yang Hongwu said, if you can tell me, I naturally want to cultivate it. Zifeng Wang said, well, come with me. Yang Hongwu walked in front. The deeper they went into light, feather, sacred ground, the greater the pressure and the richer the spiritual energy. Light, feather, sacred ground was not that simple. Not anyone could enter the depths of light, feather, sacred ground. The deeper they went, the faster their cultivation speed and the more benefits they would gain. However, the pressure would also be greater. If they did not have enough strength, they would not be able to withstand the terrifying pressure. If they did not have enough strength and aptitude, they would lose more than they gained if they went too deep. However, this pressure was nothing to the three of them. How much further? Zifeng Wang asked after walking for a long time. Are you lying to me? What benefit would I get from lying to you? Yang Hongwu was speechless. What was this woman thinking? Are you angry? Zifeng Wang saw Yang Hongwu's reaction and said, I'm just joking with you. You're a man. You can't be so narrow-minded, right? Yang Hongwu was completely speechless. Okay, this is the place. At this time, Yang Hongwu and the other two came in front of a huge stone tablet. This stone tablet was engraved with ancient runes. These runes were incomparably mysterious and were filled with the aura of light. Light feather, sacred ground. Zifeng Wang looked at it and said, where's the light feather transformation technique that you mentioned? It can't be in this stone tablet, right? That's right. It's in this stone tablet. See if you can comprehend it yourself. Yang Hongwu said, this stone tablet contained boundless power of light as well as traces of the power of law. This stone tablet was not simple at all. It seemed that the light feather transformation technique was not that simple. In other words, the founder of the light feather sect was also a powerful figure. In this world, there was probably no such expert who could create such a stone tablet. This thing probably did not belong to this world. Let me try. Zifeng Wang came in front of the stone tablet and entered the stone tablet with his consciousness. He began to comprehend this stone tablet. Yang Hongwu and Bai Yiran stood at the side. There's actually someone here. Yang Hongwu realized that there was actually someone cultivating in the depths of the light feather sacred ground. Moreover, that person's strength was not weak. What surprised Yang Hongwu even more was that this person's physical body was even stronger. Although it was not as strong as his, it was already considered one of the best in the world of the source bead. Iran, you stay here and protect Zifeng Wang. I'll go and take a look, Yang Hongwu said. Then you have to be careful. Bai nodded. After Yang Hongwu agreed, he disappeared from the spot in a flash. In a few breaths, Yang Hongwu arrived at the place where the person was cultivating. The place was surrounded by formations and restrictions. If not for Yang Hongwu's special perception, he would not have been able to discover this place. What a guy. He actually has such a powerful concealment technique. If I wasn't paying attention, I wouldn't have discovered it. Through the formations and restrictions, Yang Hongwu discovered that the person inside was like a child. His entire body was very holy like the light, sacred child. What surprised Yang Hongwu even more was that this guy's aura was very different from the light attribute martial artist that Yang Hongwu had seen before. It was also very different from those who cultivated in Buddhism. Divine path. Yang Hongwu's eyes flashed with a strange color. Information appeared in his mind, which made Yang Hongwu remember that this guy didn't cultivate Zhen Qi or Dharma power. Instead, he specialized in the divine path. He was like those sorcerers on earth who were like angels. Chapter 1186. Angel? Suddenly, that guy opened his eyes. A white light shot out from his eyes towards Yang Hongwu. Good heavens, you actually found me. Yang Hongwu waved his hand and punched out, instantly shattering the white light. Little guy, your strength is not bad. How about you pledge allegiance to me? That person waved his hand, and all the formations and restrictions around him were opened. Who are you? Yang Hongwu narrowed his eyes and looked at this guy curiously. This was the first time he saw a divine Tao technique. My name is Charles. I am the messenger of God, the messenger of the gods. Your talent is extraordinary. If you follow me, you will receive the glory of the Lord in the future and become a messenger like me. Charles said, Messenger of God? Yang Hongwu sneered. I don't know what God or the gods are. A mere barbarian wants to subdue me? Hearing Yang Hongwu's words, the childlike Charles was furious. You damned heretic! You dare to blaspheme the majesty of the Lord. You deserve to die. In the name of God, I sentence you to death. As he spoke, an arrow of light shot towards Yang Hongwu. Insignificant skill. Yang Hongwu chuckled and punched out again. This punch heavily hit the arrow of light. That arrow of light was instantly shattered and dissipated in the void. Damned heretic! Charles roared. His body changed. 6 pairs of white wings grew out from his back. His aura increased by several times. He no longer looked like a boy. Birdman, you really are a birdman. Yang Hongwu saw Charles's appearance and smiled faintly. I have never seen a birdman before. If I catch you and show you to others, I might be able to get a lot of money. Hearing Yang Hongwu's words, Charles was even more furious. This damned heretic, he actually wants to catch me and show me to others. Hateful, hateful. This is a heinous crime. I'm going to tear you to shreds. A spear appeared in the hands of the enraged Charles. Angel's judgment. As he roared and waved his spear, a huge crack appeared in the sky. A terrifying force came out of the crack and blasted towards Yang Hongwu. It was as if the world was about to be torn apart by this powerful force. Yang Hongwu's expression was slightly solemn. At this moment, this guy's attack was not weak at all. This attack was definitely comparable to the attack of a peak deity realm expert. Heavenly shit? Yang Hongwu snorted lightly. Then, a majestic real qi condensed in his hand and exploded in an instant. Jingshun finger, one finger to frighten ghosts and gods. Yang Hongwu's finger shot out, exploding with a terrifying power. The golden light could crush everything. Wherever it went, it was unparalleled. The Jingshun finger could frighten even ghosts and gods. It could even destroy gods. Boom! The powerful force instantly shattered the white light and sent Charles flying. Puff! Charles spurted out a mouthful of blood. Yang Hongwu wouldn't let him go so easily. He flew up and instantly appeared beside Charles. With a grab of his big hand, Charles was lifted up into the air. Yang Hongwu held Charles in his hand as if he was holding a chicken. This thing is really in the way. Yang Hongwu condensed a stream of real qi in his right hand and turned it into a pair of scissors. What are you doing? Charles did not expect that Yang Hongwu's strength would be so powerful. In front of him, he could not resist at all. Even when he transformed into an angel, he could not resist. His strength was too terrifying and too powerful. Birdie, your wings are too troublesome. I'll help you deal with them. Yang Hongwu said. Then, he moved the scissors and a cracking sound was heard. Charles felt a terrible pain. Then, he saw that his wings were cut off. Arg, damn heretic, damn beast, what did you do? My wings, my wings. Charles screamed loudly. What did his wings mean to him? All of his cultivation was condensed on this pair of wings. If his wings were cut off, it meant that his cultivation was mostly crippled. Yang Hongwu actually did this, which was a huge blow to him. It was worse than killing him. Be asterisk starred. You be asterisk starred. Do you know what you have done? You cut off my wings? You crippled my cultivation? You damned heretic. You will be punished by God. You damned heretic, let go of me. Let go of me, Charles shouted. What are you shouting for? Yang Hongwu said coldly. What God? What heretic? You birdie. You are the barbarian. Yang Hongwu punched him in the chest. In an instant, several of his ribs were broken. This punch had broken his ribs and even caused his gallbladder to bleed out. Birdie, why are you here? Also, what do you know? Yang Hongwu said coldly. What secrets are hidden here? Yang Hongwu had always disliked the so-called God. He didn't even have a good impression of those guys. However, the divine path did have its mysteries. It had its advantages with martial arts, cultivation, and immortal cultivation. Kill me if you have the guts. God won't let you go. Charles was in great pain, but he still didn't say it. Yang Hongwu looked at him and said, You are quite stubborn. I don't know how long you can hold on. Yang Hongwu said and poked him a few times. Arg. Then, Charles felt a sharp pain. That kind of pain was not something that ordinary people could endure. It was as if millions of insects were gnawing on his body. The pain was magnified thousands of times. You damned beast, what did you do to me? Charles was in great pain. His face was distorted. If he wasn't controlled by Yang Hongwu, he would have killed himself. Are you going to tell me or not? Yang Hongwu said. This was the world of the source bead. He didn't expect that there would be people who cultivated the divine path. Moreover, the so-called God and angels had appeared. This caused Yang Hongwu to feel astonished and flabbergasted. What was going on? What was going on with this source bead? What exactly happened in this small world? What kind of huge secret was there? All these were what Yang Hongwu wanted to know. Moreover, he had found a person similar to Zi Tian in the stone coffin. He was extremely evil, and his strength was extremely powerful. It was extremely shocking. I'll tell you. Charles finally couldn't hold on anymore. That kind of pain was too terrible. It was not something that ordinary people could endure. Chapter 1187. Sacred Tablet of Light. That's right. Yang Hongwu suddenly thought of something. The radiant feather transformation technique and the stone tablet. His expression changed. Damn it. Yang Hongwu grabbed Charles and teleported. In a breath's time, they arrived in front of the stone tablet. Who is this guy? Bai Yiran looked at the person in Yang Hongwu's hand and frowned slightly. Keep an eye on this guy first. Yang Hongwu threw Charles to the ground, then went to Zi Fenghuang and grabbed Zi Fenghuang. What are you doing? Bai Yiran frowned. You'll cause little sister Phoenix to suffer a backlash. If a cultivator was disturbed while cultivating, the consequences would be very serious. If it was light, they would be injured. If it was heavy, their cultivation would be crippled, or even death. However, Bai Yiran also knew that Yang Hongwu wouldn't act recklessly. Since he did this, he must have his reasons. There's no time. I'll explain to you later. Yang Hongwu's immense mental strength exploded. Zi Fenghuang was disturbed by Yang Hongwu's interference and instantly vomited blood. What are you doing? Zi Fenghuang woke up and looked at Yang Hongwu. She was just at the critical moment when she was about to come into contact with the core secret technique of the radiant feather transformation technique. She had not expected Yang Hongwu to wake her up at such a crucial moment and cause her to suffer a great backlash. Fortunately, Yang Hongwu breathed a sigh of relief, then looked at her and said, This radiant feathering technique cannot be cultivated. Why can't I cultivate? Yang Hongwu interrupted her cultivation and caused her to suffer a great backlash. Even her opportunity was destroyed, which made her very angry. If you don't give me a reasonable explanation, I will kill you and then commit suicide. Zi Fenghuang said viciously. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly and said, When have I ever lied to you? Since I'm doing this, then I must have my reasons. This radiant feather transformation technique isn't the right path. It's the divine Tao cultivation method. More importantly, this cultivation method has a huge flaw. In fact, this flaw is to devour other people's souls and spiritual force to cultivate, increasing one's own strength in cultivation. How is that possible? Zifeng Wang didn't believe it at all. You're the one who said it. There's no basis for it. Let me treat your injuries first. Yang Hongwu took out a medicinal pill and fed it to Zifeng Wang. Then, a majestic stream of true qi flowed into Zifeng Wang's body. Then, he took out a talisman. The talisman turned into a white light that enveloped Zifeng Wang and healed her primordial spirit. It's done, Yang Hongwu said. Your injuries are almost healed now. As for the explanation you want, follow me. This guy cultivates the divine Tao, so he knows the situation here better than anyone else. I suspect that he's behind all this. I'll believe you this once. Although Zifeng Wang said that, in reality, she trusted Yang Hongwu very much. What she said before was just to scare him. Even if Yang Hongwu wasn't telling the truth, she wouldn't blame Yang Hongwu. Yang Hongwu didn't know Zifeng Wang's thoughts, but Bai Yiran saw it clearly. She couldn't be more clear about Zifeng Wang's thoughts. Charles, right? Get your ass over here, Yang Hongwu said coldly. What do you want? Charles looked at Yang Hongwu and couldn't help but shudder. He didn't want to experience that terrible pain again. It wasn't something a human could bear. No, even the gods couldn't bear that terrible pain. This guy wasn't human at all. He was a demon. Don't worry, I won't kill you. As long as you tell me everything I want to know, I'll let you go, Yang Hongwu said. You're really willing to let me go? Although his wings were cut off by Yang Hongwu and his cultivation was greatly damaged, he could still cultivate it back. If he lost his life, everything would be over. Of course. However, if you hide anything from me, I won't go easy on you. Yang Hongwu's eyes flashed coldly. He didn't hide his murderous intent at all. The surrounding temperature seemed to drop by a few degrees. I wouldn't dare, Charles said. Very good. I hope you're obedient. Otherwise, I'll really turn you into shit. Sir, what do you want to know? Charles looked at Yang Hongwu with a flattering expression. Where is this place? Yang Hongwu asked. Did you make that stone tablet? This is a space I opened up. I used a spirit vein to build a place for cultivation. As for that stone tablet, it's indeed mine, Charles said. I don't think you're from this world, right? Yang Hongwu asked. How did you enter this world? Sir, your eyes are really sharp. I'm indeed not from this world. I'm from the radiant great cosmos. Due to an accident, I entered a crack in the universe. When I woke up again, I was already here, Charles said. An accident? Yang Hongwu didn't quite believe it. You know the consequences if you lie. What accident was it? Speak clearly. This. Sir, it's true. Back then, our master was attacking the primordial great cosmos. That battle was a chaotic one. The powerhouses of the primordial great cosmos had extraordinary strength and fought with our master until the universe shattered. Back then, I was sucked into the crack in the universe and ended up in this small world. My cultivation base was also greatly damaged. Because of this, I created a place for cultivation here and placed the radiant sacred tablet here so that people could comprehend the cultivation technique I left behind in the tablet. If someone with extraordinary aptitude comprehends my cultivation technique, I could devour their spirit and recover from my injuries, Charles said. Yang Hongwu's eyes lit up when he heard Charles mention the primordial great cosmos. Primordial great cosmos, primordial three realms. Could it be that one could enter the primordial three realms from this place? Yang Hongwu really wanted to return to Earth to take a look. In the beginning, his goal had been to return. However, although this thought had faded a lot now, he still wanted to go back and take a look. Who is your so-called Lord? Who is God? Is it Jehovah? Yang Hongwu asked. How do you know? Charles widened his eyes. Could you also be from the radiant great cosmos? No, that can't be. If you're from the radiant great cosmos, you definitely wouldn't be so rude to the Lord. It's impossible that you don't recognize this radiant sacred tablet. Could you be from the primordial great cosmos? Chapter 1188. Sort of light? No wonder, no wonder. Charles had a dejected look on his face. Before he came to this world, there were mortal enemies with the people of the great desolate three realms. It was either you die or I live. No wonder Yang Hongwu did not hold back at all when he saw him. So that's how it is. Zifeng Huang's face turned pale after hearing Charles's words. Fortunately, Yang Hongwu had stopped her. If not for Yang Hongwu interrupting her cultivation, the consequences would have been unimaginable. This despicable guy deserves to die. My lord, you promised me that you wouldn't kill me, Charles shouted in fear when he saw that Zifeng Huang was going to kill him. He did promise not to kill you, but I didn't promise not to kill you. Zifeng Huang didn't wait for Yang Hongwu's reply. A terrifying flame erupted and enveloped Charles's body. Charles's cultivation had been crippled by Yang Hongwu, so how could he resist? In an instant, Zifeng Huang's terrifying phoenix, divine fire, turned Charles into ashes. Yang Hongwu was speechless when he saw this. He could offend anyone, but he couldn't offend women. Women were very vengeful. Once they got angry, it would be disastrous. I'm sorry, I was too impulsive, Zifeng Huang said to Yang Hongwu after killing Charles. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly. You've already killed him, yet you're still asking me? It's fine. He deserved it. Even death can't wipe out his crimes, Yang Hongwu said. It's good that you don't blame me. It's all thanks to you this time. Otherwise, the consequences would have been unimaginable. I'm really sorry for misunderstanding you before, Zifeng Huang said. It's fine. Speaking of which, the reason why you're comprehending the radiant sacred steel is because of me. If not for me, you wouldn't have wanted that radiant feather transformation technique, Yang Hongwu said. Buzz, buzz. At this moment, the radiant sacred steel shone brightly after Charles died. It was extremely dazzling, and the entire steel began to tremble. Step aside. I'll clean this up first, Yang Hongwu said to the two girls. You have to be careful, Bai Yiran said. Yes. Yang Hongwu nodded. He stretched out his hands and grabbed the huge stone tablet. A majestic true qi burst out and poured into the stone tablet. In the face of Yang Hongwu's boundless true qi, the gigantic holy light steel could hardly be shaken. With a single thought, Yang Hongwu entered the radiant saint steel. He wanted to see just what was within it. He wanted to see what the so-called God was capable of. In fact, Yang Hongwu suspected that what Charles said was not completely true. It should be 30% false and 70% true. Although most of it was true, there were still many things that were hidden. The Radiant Saint Steel was one of them. This world was the world of the origin bead. Even if Jehovah was fighting with the experts of the Chaos 3 realms and a crack appeared in the universe, he would not be able to enter this world immediately. Charles must have hidden a lot of things from him. Originally, Yang Hongwu wanted to get to the bottom of this. However, he did not expect Zifeng Huang to take action just like that. This led to the loss of this lead. Even Charles's soul could not be captured and interrogated. The Phoenix Divine Fire was extremely domineering. Those who were devoured by the Phoenix Divine Fire would have their souls burned to nothing. There was no chance of survival. Therefore, even if Yang Hongwu was extremely powerful, there was nothing he could do. Since there was no way to find out what he wanted from Charles, he could only look for answers from the Radiant Saint Steel. However, there was still a certain amount of danger in doing so. However, Yang Hongwu was not worried. He was confident. His mind power was immense, and his primordial spirit was so simple. More importantly, he still had the Life Seal and the Empyrean Dragon Lake to protect him. How could the Nine Heavens Divine Dragon technique be so simple? Bai Qi and the others had once said that there was a supreme power sealed in his body. This power surpassed everything. It was an unfathomable and unparalleled existence. However, this power had not been released. Although Yang Hongwu was not clear about this, ever since the matter of the Great Path Thunder Tribulation and the reconstruction of his physical body, he could vaguely feel the existence of a mysterious power. This mysterious power could not be mobilized or controlled by him. If he were to master this slight bit of power, his power would be enough to kill a great emperor expert easily. If his cultivation base were to reach the great saint realm, with that slight bit of power, he would be able to kill a Tai real god expert easily. Of course, this was only his guess. As for what level his strength and combat strength would reach after refining that strand of energy, it was still unknown. After his spiritual consciousness entered the Radiant Saint Steel, Yang Hongwu found himself being pulled into a huge palace. This palace was majestic, and it was filled with the supreme power of light. Radiant Saint Hall. Looking at the signboard above the huge palace, Yang Hongwu squinted his eyes. These few words were filled with the power of the law of light, which shocked Yang Hongwu. "Little brat, come in." A voice shouted. "Who are you? Trying to be mysterious?" Yang Hongwu threw out a fierce punch. It was extremely overbearing. The killing fist of 10 directions, exterminating all gods and demons. Boundless power and terrifying murderous intent transformed into Azuras as they charged forward. Bang, 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 bang. Under the impact of the fist, everything that was in the way was smashed to pieces. Yang Hongwu stepped into the palace. In the hall, there was a high seat. On the high seat, there was a valiant-looking man, filled with supreme majesty. Behind his back, there were actually 13 pairs of wings, the feathers as white as snow. His gaze seemed to be able to pierce through the hearts of people, seeing through all disguises. Trying to be mysterious. Yang Hongwu did not think too much about it. His genuine chi burst out again, and the 9 heavens divine dragon technique was activated to the extreme. The power was like a torrential river, vast and endless. Jingshin finger. This finger caused the heavens and earth to change color. This finger was unstoppable. A golden finger stretched out from the primordial void, piercing through the heavens and earth, and crushing the man on the high seat to death. The dignity of God shall not be blasphemed. The man on the high seat shot out a ray of cold light from his eyes. A huge sword appeared in his right hand, shining with dazzling white light, and slashed towards the huge finger. The sword of radiance shall cut through all darkness. Blasphemer, you shall die. It was as if the God of judgment was passing judgment. With every word he spat out, the white sword light became stronger and more terrifying. If it was an ordinary person, they would be greatly shocked under such pressure and would not be able to resist such an attack. The art of attacking one's mind was shocking. However, it did not have much effect on Yang Hongwu. Chapter 1189. Defeat Bang. There was a loud sound as the two vast forces clashed together. The sword of light was shattered and the dignified man was shocked. What a powerful finger technique. However, your cultivation is still too weak. You are only in the purple mansion realm. A mere remnant soul dares to be arrogant. Let me devour you. When Yang Hongwu saw that his Jingshin finger was not able to kill this guy, a cold light burst out from his eyes. He snorted lightly and activated the 9 heavens divine dragon technique. The power of his primordial spirit burst out. Although Yang Hongwu had not reached the primordial spirit realm, his dragon soul had been awakened. Dragon's soul, devour the heavens. Yang Hongwu roared. A golden dragon appeared above his head. It was mighty and domineering. The dragon soul opened its huge mouth and bit towards the white-haired man. Damn it! The dignified man's face changed. Yang Hongwu was right. He was only a remnant soul. The holy tablet of light was his strongest weapon. However, when he was fighting with the experts of the untainted land, his holy tablet of light was sent flying, and he was sent into the common people's domain with Charles. What he did not expect was that there were many experts in the common people's domain. It was terrifying. After a few battles, his strength was greatly reduced, and his soul was severely injured. Now, he was only a remnant soul, and his strength was less than 1/10,000th of it. It was incomparable to his peak. If he was at his peak, he would not be afraid of a mere Purple Mansion realm martial artist. He could kill him easily with a breath. Originally, even though he was only a remnant soul, his strength was extraordinary. If they were outside, he would not be able to deal with him. However, after entering the domain, his opponent was only a spiritual consciousness body or a spiritual body. However, something unexpected happened. This guy actually had such a terrifying secret technique. Secret technique of soul-devouring power. Terrifying, it was truly too terrifying, too valiant. He could feel his soul trembling. This was the most terrifying threat he had ever faced. It was even more terrifying than when he was fighting with the experts of the untainted land. Rip. Although his dodging speed was extremely fast, the golden dragon was even faster. In an instant, half of his soul and body had been torn off. Ah, abominable beast, you are blaspheming the gods. You will be punished by the heavens. Do you know that? Divine retribution? Yang Hongwu sneered. Even if it's the wrath of the heavens, I'm not afraid. It's not like I, Yang Hongwu, haven't never encountered the wrath of the heavens. Not to mention the wrath of the heavens. I've even encountered the lightning punishment of the great Tao. Why would I care about the wrath of the heavens? Moreover, do you think a mere remnant soul like you is worthy of attracting the wrath of the heavens? What a joke. There is no heavenly Tao in this small world at all. If it was the heavenly Tao, then he would become the true heavenly Tao of the origin bead in the future. As he spoke, he was once again bitten. At this time, his spiritual strength was greatly damaged. Compared to before, he had lost almost half of it. At this moment, he was in an extremely sorry state. Show off, I'll let you show off. Yang Hongwu sneered. Kid, don't, I surrender, I admit defeat. The dignified man no longer had the arrogant look from before. At this moment, he was like a stray dog. I admit defeat. There is no such thing as winning or losing here, only life and death. After devouring the guy's spiritual strength, Yang Hongwu felt that his spiritual strength had recovered a lot, and his spiritual strength had become stronger. The recovery of spiritual strength and the strengthening of spiritual strength were much better than the improvement of cultivation. As for the cultivation techniques and equipment, Yang Hongwu did not care about them at all. The most important thing was to be able to improve spiritual strength and spiritual strength. In this small world, if he missed this opportunity, he might not have another chance. No, if you don't kill me, I could be the weapon spirit of the Holy Light Tablet. If there is a weapon spirit, the Holy Light Tablet will be extremely powerful, and it will be an extremely powerful supreme sacred weapon. But if there is no weapon spirit, the Holy Light Tablet will be useless. You are the weapon spirit of the Holy Light Tablet. Yang Hongwu squinted his eyes. This guy did not look like one at all. No, that's not it. The Radiant Saint Tablet's weapon spirit was destroyed during the Primordial War. That's why the Radiant Saint Tablet's power was greatly reduced. If that wasn't the case, how could this small world contain the Radiant Saint Tablet? Supreme sacred weapon? How is it compared to my battle saber? At this moment, Yang Hongwu took out the Hongmeng battle saber and released a terrifying murderous aura. This battle saber was a supreme treasure. What a great battle saber! However, it is still a little lacking compared to the Holy Light Tablet at its peak. Are you saying that if you become the weapon spirit, the Holy Light Tablet will become even more powerful than my Hongmeng battle saber? Yang Hongwu narrowed his eyes in disbelief. The Grand Mist Saber was a treasure that was only inferior to the Great Seal of Life. The Great Seal of Life was a supreme grade true treasure, an existence that surpassed supreme grade Emperor weapons. Although the Grand Mist Saber was inferior to the Great Seal of Life, it had unparalleled potential. The Great Seal of Life could no longer be improved, but the Grand Mist Saber still had room to grow. In the future, it might even break the shackles of supreme grade true treasures and enter an even more powerful realm. However, he did not feel that the Holy Light Tablet this guy was talking about had such great potential. Of course, the power of the Holy Light Tablet was far inferior to the Hongmeng battle saber. Of course, the Holy Light Tablet is refined from a part of the Holy Light Mountain's origin energy. If it is restored to its peak, it will be able to mobilize the origin energy of the Holy Light Cosmos. This is the most terrifying part. If you refine the Holy Light Tablet, you will have the chance to become the Divine King of the Holy Light Cosmos. You will become an existence as powerful as Zeus and Jehovah. You will become the ruler of the cosmos. All right, I'll listen to you this once and spare your life. Now, give me your soul and open your mind. I'll leave a mark in the depths of your soul, in the depths of your mind. Yang Hongwu looked at him and said, By the way, what's your name? Jiale. Jiale smiled bitterly. He was an expert that was second only to Zeus and Jehovah in the Radiant's divine world. He had never thought that he would be reduced to a mere weapon spirit and become someone's slave. Moreover, that person's strength was only at the Violet Palace realm, an ant in his eyes. Aggrieved, too aggrieved. However, there was nothing he could do, unless he did not want to live anymore. Die. Chapter 1190. Competition for places. After becoming my artifact spirit, you still want to have a chance to make a comeback? What wishful thinking. At this moment, Yang Hongwu couldn't be clearer about Caleb's thoughts. However, he didn't care. He would know when he truly became a weapon spirit. Of course, he didn't have any other choice. If he didn't agree, only death would await him. Yang Hongwu's divine sense returned to his body. Sacred Radiance Tablet, rise for me. Under the astonished gazes of the two girls, the gigantic stone steel soared into the sky and turned into a gigantic holy steel of light. It was filled with the holy light technique and possessed astonishing power that could shake the heavens and the earth. What is this? Zifeng Wang felt a terrifying pressure from the sacred monument. The world within the origin bead seemed as though it was about to crumble under this frightening power. Yang Hongwu waved his hand, and the huge steel instantly disappeared into his palm. The Radiant Saint Tablet is a powerful treasure. However, it doesn't have an artifact spirit. However, I managed to refine the fella in the Saint Tablet who wanted to steal the power of one's primordial spirit and soul into an artifact spirit. Yang Hongwu continued. Therefore, although the Holy Tablet of Light has not recovered to its peak, it is still very powerful. Congratulations, husband, for your great improvement in strength, Bai Yiran said. She saw that Yang Hongwu's strength had already reached the peak of the Purple Mansion realm. He was only one step away from the Mystic Embryo realm. She knew that it would take a long time for Yang Hongwu to improve his strength. After all, his foundation was too strong. Without enough spiritual energy, it would be very difficult for him to break through. In fact, the reason why Yang Hongwu's cultivation recovered so quickly was because he had devoured Jia Lei's soul force, as well as the spiritual qi of the spiritual veins in the light feather sacred ground. That was why he had broken through so much in one go. Without Jia Lei's assistance, although Yang Hongwu could also refine the power of the spiritual veins of the light feather holy land to improve his cultivation, it would be absolutely impossible for him to improve so much. You, on the other hand, gained a huge benefit. As for us, we didn't gain anything at all. You devoured all the spiritual qi. Zifeng Wang hadn't believed that Yang Hongwu would be able to devour the power of the spirit vein in the light feather sacred ground in a day. However, the truth was right in front of her now. The power of the spirit vein in the light feather sacred ground had really been devoured by Luo Yunyang. Furthermore, all the power of the spirit vein had allowed his cultivation base to rise to the peak of the Purple Mansion realm. What kind of freak was this guy? Wasn't it too difficult for him to raise his cultivation? He was only at the Violet Palace realm, and he already needed so much spirit energy to break through. If he wanted to break through to a higher realm, wouldn't it be even more terrifying and difficult? Evildoer. He was simply an evildoer among evildoers. In this small world, it was absolutely impossible for him to break through. Only in the Zhangxing continent would there be a possibility for him to break through. Of course, the Dragon Gate Demonic Cave was their only chance. The Dragon Gate Demonic Cave was also the only place where she could find the opportunity to break through. It was also the only place where the supreme secret technique could be found. As for the Radiant Sacred Tablet that Yang Hongwu had obtained in the so-called Radiant Feather Transformation Technique, she already knew that it wasn't the supreme secret technique that she was looking for. That, I'm sorry. After Zifeng Wang said this, Yang Hongwu felt embarrassed. I'll compensate you. No. Zifeng Wang rolled her eyes and said, but you have to remember that you owe me a favor. Okay. Yang Hongwu nodded. Bai Yiran laughed in her heart. This girl was quite smart. A favor was much better than the compensation that Yang Hongwu could give her. Husband, should we go out now? Bai Iran said. The Dragon Gate demonic cave is about to open. Yang Hongwu nodded. Now that his strength had improved, there was no one in this small world who could stop him. Even if the experts of the top 10 forces in this small world came together, he wouldn't be afraid. 3 days later, Yang Hongwu and the others arrived at the Dragon Gate demonic cave. There were already people waiting at the entrance of the Dragon Gate demonic cave. The person at the front was the current #1 force in this small world, the sect master of the Taiyuan sect, Taiyuan Tian. Every sect master of the Taiyuan sect was called Taiyuan Tian in order to pay tribute to the monstrous genius of the Taiyuan sect and the soul-controlling sect. He was the one who made the entire Taiyuan sect prosper. Hence, every sect master was called Taiyuan Tian from then on. Following closely behind was the Melting Snow sect. Although the Melting Snow sect wasn't as strong as the Taiyuan sect, it was still very terrifying. It was also one of the top 10 forces. In the Melting Snow sect, Taoist Hua Shui was extremely powerful. Although the overall strength of the Melting Snow sect wasn't great, Taoist Hua Shui's strength was very terrifying. Almost no one could defeat him. Hence, the Melting Snow sect was able to occupy the second position. The third Jade Thumb ring has appeared. Taoist Hua Shui opened his eyes. The Taiyuan Tian also looked at Yang Hongwu and the others. He Qianin of the Haiyin sect also opened her eyes. In her hand was the second Jade Thumb ring, which was also the key to open the Dragon Gate demonic cave. 3 Jade Thumb rings could bring in 15 people. After all, 1 Jade Thumb ring could only bring in 5 people. Hence, the quota was limited. If one wasn't strong enough, they wouldn't be qualified at all. As the top 2 forces, the Taiyuan sect and the Haiyin sect were incomparably powerful. They were both colossal forces. Now that the 2 sects had each given up a slot, one of them was taken by Taoist Hua Shui, while the other was taken by the Violent Sand sect. There were no more slots left. The remaining major forces hadn't obtained the right to enter yet. It was the same for some powerful rogue cultivators. Hence, their gazes turned to the third Jade Thumb ring. This Jade Thumb ring still had 5 slots left. Kid, hand over the Jade Thumb ring. A mere little fellow at the Violet Palace realm has the qualifications to enter? The people present saw that there was actually such a weak person among the newcomers. Moreover, there were only 4 people who came. They knew 2 of them. One was Guang Tianhua of the Guangyu sect, and the other was Bai Iran. They knew these 2 people. Guang Tianhua was the sect master of the Guangyu sect, while Bai Iran was the young master of the newly risen Cambrian temple. However, the Cambrian temple had already been destroyed, so the young master of the Cambrian temple was nothing. Guang Tianhua, your Guangyu sect can have 1 slot. Give up the other 4 slots, the Taiyuan Tian said. My Shui sect wants 1, Taoist Hua Shui said. My Metal Sword sect wants 1. Titan Fist sect wants 1 too. My Netherworld Holy sect wants 1. My Life and Death Duan wants 1 slot. Who dares to compete? At this moment, a voice came from afar. A terrifying figure appeared, and a terrifying murderous intent shrouded the surroundings. My God, it's that demon Duan Life and Death Duan. He actually came too. It's over. We don't have a chance. Chapter 1191. Unexpected. You guys are really arrogant. You don't seem to put me, the owner of the Jade Ring, in your eyes. Yang Hongwu couldn't help but laugh when he saw these fellows trying to decide who would enter the Dragon Gate Devil Cave in front of him. Kid, what qualifications do you have? You're just a Violet Mansion realm cultivator. If you know what's good for you, hand over the Jade Ring and you might be able to live. Otherwise, no one will be able to save you here. Hua Shui Taoist looked at Yang Hongwu and said. Yang Hongwu didn't have a good impression of this guy. This guy's expression and tone were too annoying. It was as if he was the #1 expert in the world. Kid, give me a spot, and no one will dare to touch you. Duan Sheng Di suddenly said. You guys seem to have misunderstood. The Jade Ring is in my hands. I still have a spot. I can give it to whoever I want. Even if I don't want to, no one could take it from me. Yang Hongwu's tone was very light. He didn't care about these fellows' threats. Are you rejecting me? Duan Sheng Di's expression changed. He said coldly. Do you know the consequences of rejecting me? Duan Shengdi stared at Yang Hongwu, not bothering to hide his killing intent. So what if I reject you? Yang Hongwu still didn't care about Duan Shengdi. You can try. However, I want to remind you that if you dare to touch me, you'll have to be prepared to die. Duan Shengdi was furious, but he smiled at this time. Good, very good. You're the first person who dares to speak to me like this. Even the Taiyuan Tian doesn't dare to. I don't want your spot. The Taiyuan Tian was very unhappy with Duan Shengdi's words. However, what he said was the truth. He didn't dare to speak to Duan Shengdi like this. He couldn't bear the threat of Duan Shengdi. He wasn't afraid of Duan Shengdi, but the disciples of the Taiyuan sect couldn't resist Duan Shengdi. Duan Shengdi was incomparably powerful. He didn't care about anything and had no bottom line. Although he could resist Duan Shengdi, the disciples of the Taiyuan sect couldn't. In this world, no one was willing to offend someone as terrifying as Duan Shengdi. The Taiyuan Tian was unwilling, and neither was the Heian sect. Duan Life and Death's words stunned everyone. They had never thought that Duan Life and Death would give up. Who was Duan Life and Death? If he wanted something, he would obtain it by hook or by crook. No matter the method, he would obtain it regardless of the cost. However, this time, Duan Life and Death's performance was too surprising. That young man had refused his request, and he actually gave up and didn't attack them. What was the reason behind this? Could it be that life and death had changed? But was that even possible? Duan Life and Death was a notorious person. How could he have a change of heart? As the saying goes, it is easier to change mountains and rivers than to change one's nature. No one would believe that Duan Life and Death would change one's character and become a good person. He probably had his reasons for doing so. Perhaps this young man was very powerful, but the possibility was too small. He was so young, and his cultivation base was only at the peak of the Purple Mansion realm. What kind of existence was Duan Life and Death? He was one of the top experts in this world. No one could defeat him, not even the Taiyuan Tian. Duan Life and Death was extremely terrifying. Even if the 10 major powers besieged him together, they might not be able to kill him. Duan Life and Death wasn't just powerful. His ability to escape was also very powerful. Because of this, none of the 10 major powers were willing to offend Duan Life and Death. They didn't want to bear the consequences of offending him. They weren't the only ones who were surprised. Even Yang Hongwu himself was surprised by Life and Death Duan's performance. Yang Hongwu knew about Life and Death Duan's reputation. No matter what he did, he would never give up until he achieved his goal. But this time, he actually gave up. Yang Hongwu originally wanted to punish the chicken as an example to the monkey. Life and Death Duan belonged to that chicken. But this guy actually gave up at the crucial moment, which disappointed Yang Hongwu. At this moment, Duan Life and Death spoke again. He turned to He Qianin of the Heian sect and said, He Qianin, I want a slot. You won't reject me, right? He Qianin's face sank, and she smiled bitterly. Why would this devil give up the slot in that young man's hand and turn to her for a slot? However, she didn't dare to reject him. Duan Life and Death's temper was weird, and he was extremely powerful. Although the Heian sect wasn't afraid of him, they didn't want to offend him, especially at this crucial moment. The Heian sect had 5 slots, and they had already given 1 to the Violent Sand sect. There were still 4 slots left. They could still give up one of them. It was within the acceptable range of the Heian sect. If she rejected him, she wasn't confident that Duan Life and Death wouldn't attack the Heian sect. Sure, He Qianin said. Mr. Duan wants a slot. How can I not agree? Little girl, you're very sensible. After we enter, I won't attack the people of the Heian sect. Duan Life and Death nodded in satisfaction after hearing He Qianin's answer. A smile appeared on He Qianin's face. This was good news for the Heian sect. Initially, she was worried when she saw Duan Shengdi. If Duan Shengdi attacked them in the Devil Cave, it would be very troublesome. After all, Duan Shengdi was too strong. If he didn't cause trouble, things would be much better. Then I'll thank Mr. Duan here. After He Qianin finished speaking, Hua Shui Daoist looked at Yang Hongwu and said coldly, Young man, hand over the jade thumb ring. Otherwise, you'll die. Young man, hand over the jade thumb ring. Huang Shetu of the Netherworld Holy Sect looked at Yang Hongwu and threatened, "Just the four of you won't be able to stop us. Hand over the jade thumb ring, and you won't die." What a big tone. The ignorant are fearless. Unexpectedly, Duan Life and Death spoke at this moment. Duan Life and Death, what do you mean? Others may be afraid of you, but I, Huang Shetu, am not. Huang Shetu said coldly. Chapter 1192. Deterrence, gentlemen. Why are you so angry? How about giving me, the Taiyuan Tian, some face? At this time, the Taiyuan Tian spoke. I'll give Brother Taiyuan some face this time and won't bother about it. Huang Shetu snorted coldly, restrained his aura, and no longer targeted Huang Shetu. In fact, Huang Shetu also found an excuse to step down. Otherwise, if he really fought with Duan Shangtian, he would be the one to suffer. He wasn't alone. There was still the Netherworld Holy Sect, and Duan Shangtian was alone. If he didn't attack him, but targeted the disciples of the Netherworld Holy Sect, it would be troublesome. The Netherworld Holy Sect wouldn't be able to withstand such a blow. Guang Tianhua, how about you give up your quota? The Taiyuan Tian said to Guang Tianhua after seeing that Huang Shetu and Duan Xingtian were no longer confronting each other. He thought that Guang Tianhua would give him face. After all, Guang Tianhua's strength wasn't strong, and he was the sect master of the world's #1 force. Guang Tianhua would definitely agree, but the reality was unexpected. I can't make this decision. Young master is the one who can make the decision, Guang Tianhua said. Hearing this, the Taiyuan Tian was stunned. Guang Tianhua was the sect master of a sect, but he actually called Yang Hongwu young master. This he suspected that he had heard wrongly. The others present were also stunned. Only Duan Shangtian wasn't surprised at all, as if this was a very normal thing. You, Guang Tianhua, are you joking? The Taiyuan Tian murmured. I don't care what young master you are. If you don't hand over your quota, it's a dead end. Huang Shetu said coldly. In his eyes, a mere Guangyu sect was nothing, and he wasn't afraid at all. Although the Netherworld Holy Sect wasn't the #1 or 2 force, its foundation was very strong, and its strength was very strong. All along, the Netherworld Holy Sect had been enduring silently. In fact, the Netherworld Holy Sect's strength was far beyond what they had shown. In fact, he wasn't even afraid of the Origin Source sect. A dead end? Yang Hongwu sneered. You're courting death. At this moment, Yang Hongwu's entire body erupted with a terrifying aura. He was like a gigantic dragon, causing the entire world to tremble. A terrifying aura pressed down on Huang Shetu. This aura was even more terrifying than the aura of life and death. It was as if the 9 true gods had descended. It was an unstoppable aura that could crush everything. Some of the weaker cultivators couldn't even muster the will to resist in the face of this terrifying aura. They couldn't even move. Despair. Yes, this terrifying pressure made them feel despair. The expressions of the Taiyuan Tian and the others changed drastically. This aura was too terrifying. What kind of existence was this? Just his aura alone was enough to make them feel the threat of death. That was just using his aura. If he really made a move, then it would definitely be a thunderous blow. Who could resist it here? With such an aura, what level had his cultivation reached? Could it be that he had already broken through the shackles and entered that level? The Taiyuan Tian was shocked and frightened at first, then became excited and pleasantly surprised. He looked at Yang Hongwu, his eyes constantly flickering. It was the same for life and death. It was as if he had seen hope and dawn. You, who are you? Huang Shetu pointed at Yang Hongwu with a trembling hand. The dead have no right to know. Yang Hongwu raised his right hand and condensed a terrifying thunderbolt. This thunderbolt was full of supreme destructive power, as if it could kill the gods and demons in the heavens. Nothing could resist it. This was a trace of the power of the Great Path Thunder Tribulation that Yang Hongwu comprehended when he encountered the Great Path Thunder Tribulation. Heavenly Dipper Thunderstrike. With a light shout, Yang Hongwu clenched his right hand into a fist and blasted out. A thunderbolt broke through the void and blasted toward Huang Shetu. This blow was full of the Great Path law. The Great Path thunder was the fury of the Great Path. Huang Shetu's cultivation had not even reached the divine realm. How could he resist this terrible attack? Not to mention the Great Path thunder, he could not even resist the power of the heavenly tribulation. Under the Great Path thunder tribulation, he could only be turned into ashes. There was no resistance at all. Bang! With a muffled explosion, Huang Shetu's body was turned into ashes under the power of the thunderbolt and turned into nothingness. Even his soul dissipated in the void, leaving no trace. Everyone present couldn't help but suck in a breath of cold air. Terrible, too terrible. What kind of secret method was this? It was so ferocious and overbearing that Huang Shetu could not resist at all. He was turned into ashes with one blow. At this time, Duan Shengdi was also covered in cold sweat. If he did not give up before, he was afraid that he would be dead now. What was the background of this young man? Was he the legendary expert? Was he the supreme sage? No matter what, he could not afford to offend this person. In this world, no one could afford to offend him. You, who are you? After a while, the Taiyuan Tian looked at Yang Hongwu and asked. He did not even dare to think about it. How could there be such a terrible person in this world? This person was even more terrible than the one in the soul-controlling sect. He even had to admit that the powerful ancestor of the Taiyuan sect was not necessarily a match for this person. This person could not be offended. He had a premonition that even if all the experts in this world attacked together, they might not be a match for this young man. He was too powerful, so powerful that it was beyond their reach. It was even unimaginable. Who do you think you are? Yang Hongwu snorted coldly. Are you qualified to question me? No, young master, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. Hearing this, the Taiyuan Tian was covered in cold sweat and hurriedly explained. If this young man misunderstood, the consequences would be unimaginable. If this young man attacked him, he was absolutely not sure that he could withstand his attack. Although his strength was stronger than Huang Shetu, and he could defeat or even kill Huang Shetu, it was absolutely impossible for him to do it so easily. If he wanted to kill Huang Shetu, he would have to pay a huge price. However, the young man in front of him was not injured at all. He killed Huang Shetu as if he had done something trivial. Humph! Yang Hongwu looked around and said to the crowd, Who else wants my jade thumb ring? Who wants my quota? When Yang Hongwu's eyes stopped on Taoist Hua Shui, he did not hide his killing intent at all. Taoist Hua Shui, right? Do you still want my jade thumb ring and my quota? Chapter 1193. Those who should be killed will be killed. Do you regret it now? It's too late. What do you want? Hua Shui was terrified. Yang Hongwu's strength was too terrifying. He didn't have the heart to resist at all. He knew that even if he did, he wouldn't have a good ending. Only death would await him. I can give you a treasure as long as you let me go, young master. What is it? Yang Hongwu said, If I'm satisfied, I'll spare your life. Young master will definitely like it. In order to save his life, Hua Shui took out an item. It was a crystal filled with a terrifying chill that seemed to be able to freeze everything. Yang Hongwu's eyes lit up. This was the Ice Soul Divine Stone, a supreme treasure. It was of great help to cultivators of the ice attribute. If Bai Yiran could refine it, her strength would increase tremendously. Good stuff. Yang Hongwu said, Give it to me, and I'll spare your life. Thank you, young master. Thank you. Taoist Hua Shui's heart ached. This gem was his foundation. The reason why he could achieve what he had today was because of this gem. However, he had no choice but to give it away in order to preserve his life. Even though he had given up the gemstone and saved his life, his heart was still filled with hatred. However, Hua Shui wasn't a reckless person. It was because he was too impulsive that he offended Yang Hongwu and lost the supreme treasure. Although he hated Yang Hongwu to the bone, he didn't show it. He buried all the resentment in his heart. Taiyuan Tian, what about you? What will you use to redeem your life? Yang Hongwu finished dealing with Hua Shui and looked at the Taiyuan Tian. The Taiyuan sect was the strongest power in this pocket world. The Taiyuan Tian was also quite powerful. Seeing Yang Hongwu being so intimidating, the Taiyuan Tian felt very unhappy. He was the sect master of the Taiyuan sect, a peak expert of this world. This little bastard is actually so arrogant. He doesn't put me in his eyes and threatens me like this. How can the Taiyuan Tian tolerate this? He had been high and mighty for so many years. All along, he had been the one threatening others. Now, he was being ridden on by others. This feeling was extremely uncomfortable. Brat, don't push your luck. He coldly looked at Yang Hongwu and said, I admit that you are very strong, but my Source Peak sect is not to be trifled with. If you force me into a corner, you will not have an easy time. Really? I would like to give it a try, Yang Hongwu said with a smile. Do you think I don't know? The power of that attack just now was indeed terrifying, and I admit that I had no way of blocking it. However, how many times can you unleash such a powerful attack? That strike just now should have consumed all of your true chi, right? Can you still unleash a second attack? The Taiyuan Tian said, Everyone, don't be fooled by this little bastard. His cultivation is only at the peak of the Purple Mansion realm. He is not even at the mysterious embryo realm. How can he be so terrifying and powerful? The attack just now must have been caused by some powerful secret treasure. Moreover, he has already unleashed a terrifying attack, which consumed a lot of his true chi. It is certainly impossible for him to unleash a second attack. Therefore, there is no need to be afraid of this little bastard. Hearing this, everyone present nodded one by one. That's right. The sect master of Source Peak sect is right. He can't unleash such a terrifying attack multiple times. A supreme secret treasure. If we can get that supreme secret treasure, we will be invincible in the world. Kill him and snatch the treasure. Kill him. Many warriors became emotional. Their eyes were filled with greed. Each of them stared at Yang Hongwu like a pack of hungry wolves. Brat, hand over that supreme secret treasure. Hand it over. Hand it over. Everyone approached Yang Hongwu step by step. Of course, there were also many people who were terrified. One of them was Taoist Hua Shui. He was too impulsive before. Although he was thinking that if what the Taiyuan Tian said was true, then he had been deceived, he did not want to admit it. If what the Taiyuan Tian said was true, then he would become a laughingstock. Therefore, he hoped that what the Taiyuan Tian said was not true. Of course, if what the Taiyuan Tian said was true, then he could take revenge and kill that little bastard. Taoist Hua Shui was in a complicated state of mind. You are courting death. Do you know that? Yang Hongwu's chi began to rise, and a terrifying killing intent burst out from his body. Taiyuan Tian, if you want to die, then I will fulfill your wish. Yang Hongwu condensed his true chi and pointed his right finger. A terrifying attack appeared again. This was a blow that could destroy heaven and earth. Immortal cloud attack. His voice was not loud, but everyone heard it clearly. In the face of this terrifying attack, even the space was frozen. So was time. Boom! With a muffled sound, the light bombarded the Taiyuan Tian. The Taiyuan Tian's eyes widened. He could not believe that all this was true. This brat was so powerful that he could launch such a terrifying attack. Regret. The Taiyuan Tian was extremely regretful at this time. However, there was no medicine for regret in this world. That attack instantly shattered the Taiyuan Tian's body, and his soul turned into nothingness in front of this terrifying power. Those warriors who were instigated by the Taiyuan Tian and got close to the Taiyuan Tian were also killed by this terrifying power and turned into ashes. The others were scared out of their wits. One by one, they retreated. Devil, he is a devil. Some warriors with weak willpower were scared out of their wits in front of this terrifying attack. Spare me. Young master, spare me. Yang Hongwu's eyes swept across the crowd. Many people immediately knelt down and kowtowed to beg for mercy, hoping to save their lives. They knew that the young man in front of them had terrifying strength. He was a supreme expert. Killing them was too easy. It was as easy as stepping on an ant. Was this the descent of a god or the descent of a devil? He was too powerful. Whether it was a god or a devil, they could not offend him. If they offended him, they would die. Be honest. Today, I don't want to start a massacre. Yang Hongwu snorted and pointed to He Qianin and the rest of the experts from the major forces. Arrange for them to follow me into the Dragon Gate Demon Cave. Yes, my lord. He Qianin was relieved, as long as he did not kill her immediately. She looked at Zi Fengwang and Bai Yiran who were beside Yang Hongwu. She was very jealous. They were all women. Why didn't she have such a good life? However, she was not worse than them. Chapter 1194. When the time was up, Yang Hongwu took the 3 keys and put them together. A strong light appeared, and a dragon soared into the sky. A huge dragon gate appeared in front of him. A terrifying dragon might erupted from the dragon gate. Even Yang Hongwu could feel the terrifying pressure. Those who were weaker were all killed by this pressure. The strong martial artists did not have it easy either. They all suffered different degrees of injuries. What a terrifying dragon gate, Zi Fengwang muttered. However, this pressure was extremely beneficial to Zi Fengwang. The phoenix bloodline in her body actually showed signs of being stimulated. The phoenix bloodline was not any weaker than the true dragon bloodline. They were both powerful divine beast bloodlines. Therefore, this was an excellent opportunity for Zi Fengwang to awaken the bloodline in her body. If she could completely awaken the bloodline in her body, her strength would experience a qualitative leap. However, this was not an easy task. I wonder what kind of terrifying existence is in the depths of the Dragon Gate. It's so strong. Bai Yiran nodded in agreement. If it weren't for her special physique and her great strength, it would have been difficult for her to resist this powerful pressure. However, Yang Hongwu didn't care. Although the pressure from the Dragon Gate was so strong that it surprised him, he knew that even if there was a terrifying existence in the Dragon Gate, it would not be able to surpass the restrictions of the origin bead. If it exceeded the limit of the origin bead, then this world would have collapsed long ago. Of course, there was another possibility. It was that the terrifying existence had concealed his aura and restrained his cultivation. Or perhaps the world within the origin bead was created by that powerful existence. Thinking of this, Yang Hongwu's expression changed slightly. This was the worst-case scenario. However, no matter what, now that he was here, there was no reason for him to retreat. Moreover, he had even encountered the lightning tribulation of the Great Path and survived it. What was there to worry about? What other threats did he have to fear? Let's go. Stay by my side, Yang Hongwu said to Bai Yiran and the others behind him. Okay. Bai Yiran and Zi Fengwang nodded. Yes, sir. Guang Tianhua nodded. When Hua Shui Daoists saw Yang Hongwu walk in, they followed behind. They had come here for the Dragon Gate Devil Cave. This time, the situation in the Dragon Gate Devil Cave had changed greatly. The last time the Dragon Gate Devil Cave opened, there wasn't such a terrifying pressure. This time, it was very abnormal, making them feel a sense of danger. However, this also meant that the opportunity was greater. Moreover, under Yang Hongwu's threat, they didn't dare to resist. If they didn't go in, but didn't know what Yang Hongwu would do to them. After cultivating to such a level and having such a status, they didn't want to die so easily. Yang Hongwu was the first to step into the Dragon Gate Devil Cave. Of course, he was holding Bai Yiran and Zi Fengwang's hands. He already had the supreme power of the divine dragon. Although the pressure of the dragons could affect him to a certain extent, it was negligible. If it wasn't for the fact that his cultivation realm was far from recovered, this pressure wouldn't be worth mentioning at all. After entering the Dragon Gate Devil Cave, Yang Hongwu felt another force. This wasn't the power of the dragon, nor was it the might of the dragon. It was the demonic aura. This demonic aura shocked Yang Hongwu. This demonic aura was very evil. It made Yang Hongwu feel threatened. It was a threat to his life. Yang Hongwu remembered the person in the stone coffin who looked like Zi Tian. The demonic aura on that guy's body was very similar to this demonic aura. Could this Dragon Gate Devil Cave be related to that guy? Yang Hongwu's eyes shot out a cold light. This is the power of the demonic aura, Bai Yiran said at this moment. I feel it too. It's very similar to the demonic aura. It should be from the same source. Zifeng Wang frowned. His face didn't look too good either. That time, she had almost died. This demonic aura was no joke. It was extremely powerful. Even the divine fire in her body couldn't suppress it. It was too terrifying. After enduring such a threat once, she didn't want to encounter the same demonic aura again. Don't worry. This demonic aura isn't a threat to me. Just follow me closely, Yang Hongwu said. As a matter of fact, although the demonic Qi was powerful, there was still a huge gap between it and his demonic devouring rune and demonic hand. The demon hand and demon devouring rune were supreme demonic laws. They were the most terrifying and powerful demonic laws. Although the demonic aura was powerful, it couldn't be more powerful than the demon devouring rune. Moreover, he had cultivated the devouring real body. The devouring real body that he cultivated could even devour the power of the divine talisman. Why would he be worried about the demonic aura? If there was a supreme demon here, perhaps Yang Hongwu would be a little wary. As long as there wasn't such a terrifying existence, Yang Hongwu wasn't worried at all. However, he had to be wary of the demon that was similar to Zitian. If it were to launch a sneak attack, although he wasn't afraid, Bai Yiran and Zifeng Wang might not be able to withstand it. Yang Hongwu didn't want them to be hurt, especially Bai Yiran. Woo-woo! Yang Hongwu and the others advanced for a long time before they heard a cry. This cry sounded like the wailing of ghosts and the howling of wolves. It was very strange. This sound made their hearts tremble. It was as if their souls were about to be shaken out of their bodies. Their hearts were about to explode. Yang Hongwu's expression changed slightly. This was a demonic sound. This demonic sound was extraordinary and terrifying. If one wasn't strong enough, they wouldn't be able to withstand it. Following that, Yang Hongwu heard a blood-curdling scream. A martial artist had been killed by this demonic sound. This is the demonic sound brainwashing. Hua Shui Taoist's expression changed drastically. There's a terrifying demon here. Hua Shui Taoist was an expert after all. He had seen many things. This is indeed the demonic sound brainwashing. He Qianyi nodded. The Haoyin sect specialized in the Tao of sound attacks. This demonic sound brainwashing was also a sound attack technique. Naturally, she had the most right to speak about it. Is there any way to resist it? Everyone looked at He Qianyin, hoping that she could think of a way to resist this terrifying demonic sound. He Qianyin shook her head. I'm not strong enough. It's good enough that I can protect myself. As for other things, I can't help even if I want to. Chapter 1195. Soundproof Talisman. You want me to help you get through this? Yang Hongwu looked at Hua Shui Taoist, He Qianyin, and the others. Yes, young master. If you don't take action, I'm afraid that our group will be completely annihilated. I think young master doesn't want us to die without making any contributions to young master, right? He Qianyin said at this time. You're right. I still need some cannon fodder. Yang Hongwu nodded. It's not too difficult to deal with this demonic sound. Thank you, young master, for your kindness. Although He Qianyin and the others didn't want Yang Hongwu to say that they were just cannon fodder, it was already very good that they didn't die. It was just a title of cannon fodder. Compared to their own lives, it was nothing. Do you really have a way? Zifeng Wang asked worriedly. If the consumption is too great, it's not necessary. Zifeng Wang was worried. They had just entered the Dragon Gate Devil Cave, and they had already encountered such a terrifying demonic sound. If this continued, the situation they would encounter later would be even worse. In the face of more and more terrifying dangers, it was completely unnecessary to waste energy to help these people who were not related to them and might even become their enemies. Rather than saving their lives, it was better to preserve their strength and prepare for the dangers that would come later. Don't worry, I know what to do. Yang Hongwu knew what Zifeng Wang was worried about. He smiled and gave her a reassuring smile. Then he took out a bunch of talismans. With a wave of his hand, the talismans scattered. One by one, they fell into the hands of He Qianyin and the others. This is a soundproof talisman. It will help you. Looking at the talisman in his hand, He Qianyin and the others were skeptical at first. How could an ordinary talisman resist such a terrifying demonic sound? However, When they looked at the talisman, their eyes widened. This talisman wasn't an ordinary talisman. It was a top-grade talisman. It wasn't something that an ordinary person could refine. This talisman is actually a top-grade talisman. Everyone sucked in a breath of cold air. Talismans were extremely precious and rare in this world. They didn't expect that Yang Hongwu could take out so many of them at once. It was too shocking. What kind of existence was behind him? He had such talismans, and he was so generous. He took them out so casually without even frowning. This was definitely not something an ordinary person could do. If he didn't have enough talismans, it was impossible for him to take them out. Such top-grade talismans were used to save one's life. He Qianin and the others. Only if he had enough in stock would he take them out. After all, their value was not enough for Yang Hongwu to take out his final trump card for them to get through this crisis. The only possibility was that these talismans were nothing in Yang Hongwu's eyes. He had many more talismans that were even more precious and extraordinary than these talismans. Why did you give them such precious things? Bai Yiran didn't say anything because she knew Yang Hongwu. She knew that these talismans were nothing to Yang Hongwu. However, Bai Yiran didn't know that. Although she knew that Yang Hongwu could refine talismans and was a talisman master, such top-grade talismans that could resist such a terrifying demonic sound were definitely not ordinary talismans. This kind of talisman was a top-grade treasure no matter where it was. Moreover, it was a very special kind of talisman. Soundproof talisman was a special kind of talisman that was rarely used. It was because these talismans were rarely used that they were even more precious. After all, there were too few people who could refine them. Another reason was that the demonic sound wasn't limited to this place. If they continued, they might encounter even more terrifying demonic sounds. As long as the demon wasn't killed, the demonic sound wouldn't disappear. Although Zi Fengwang knew that Yang Hongwu was strong and could resist this terrifying demonic sound, the demonic sound seemed to be endless. Yang Hongwu's genuine qi and mental strength were limited. If he continued to resist like this, the huge consumption would be a huge burden for Yang Hongwu. Once his mental strength was exhausted, his combat strength would be greatly reduced. If another terrifying demon appeared, would he be able to resist it? Moreover, the demonic qi she sensed here was very similar to the demonic qi that had injured her previously. It was enough to prove that the demon in the Dragon Gate Demon Den was related to that guy. The guy had been sealed for so long, but his strength was still so terrifying and strong. After such a long time, who knew how much he had recovered? No matter what the others did, Zi Fengwang knew that she had absolutely no way to resist that terrifying demon. Since she couldn't resist it, what about the others? That was even more impossible. After all, she had the Phoenix bloodline and the Phoenix divine fire, which was the nemesis of all demonic forces. If her Phoenix fire couldn't deal with it, it was absolutely impossible for others to resist it. It's okay. These talismans aren't precious. They're very rare to others, but I can make a lot of them at any time as long as I want, Yang Hongwu said to Zi Fengwang. I see. Then give me some talismans, Zi Fengwang said. Okay. Yang Hongwu took out a bunch of talismans and handed them to Zi Fengwang. Zi Fengwang beamed and put away the talismans. He Qianin and the others saw this scene, and their eyes widened. He actually had so many talismans. Moreover, the aura on these talismans was more advanced than the soundproof talismans he gave them. Everyone was envious. Tycoon, this was a real tycoon. He Qianin looked at Zi Fengwang and Bai Yiran with envy. If only her relationship could be like Zi Fengwang and Bai Yiran's. Not only He Qianin and the others, but even Guang Tianhua wished that he was a woman. Let's go. Don't waste time. After the threat of the demonic sound was gone, everyone continued to move forward. However, they didn't go far before encountering a problem. A terrifying shadow appeared. This terrifying shadow exuded a terrifying aura. The terrifying pressure was the dragon's might. The supreme dragon's might. It's the dragon's might. What should we do? I'm afraid that's a real dragon. Chapter 1196. 9 Deaths Demonic Dragon. No, it should be a demonic dragon. That demonic shadow possesses a terrifying demonic power. Its aura is very strong. Can we defeat it? Many people wanted to retreat. It was just a flash of a demonic shadow, yet already had such a terrifying pressure. It was too shocking. Zifeng Wang and Bai Yiran also had grave expressions. The only person who was calm was Yang Hongwu. He did not care about a mere demonic dragon at all. If it were other demons, it would be somewhat threatening. However, if it was a demonic dragon, there was no need to worry. The bloodline suppression of dragons was extremely powerful. Yang Hongwu's bloodline was definitely the strongest and highest among dragons. There was no dragon clan bloodline that was of a higher grade than his. At the very least, he had yet to see a dragon clan bloodline of a higher grade than his, even if he wasn't a dragon clan true body. No matter what, we must kill this demonic dragon. If we can't defeat it, only death awaits us, Taoist Hua Shui said. That's right. If we can't defeat it, we will all die here. No matter how strong that bastard is, we can only fight to the death, He Qianin said after taking a glance at Yang Hongwu. That's right. Let's fight to the death with this bastard. Everyone present was filled with murderous aura. Taoist Hua Shui and He Qianin immediately raised their fighting spirit. Immediately, the fear in everyone's hearts was dispelled. Seeing this scene, Yang Hongwu nodded inwardly. This He Qianin was not bad. She had the temperament of a leader and knew how to make use of opportunities. It would be a good choice to let her participate in the management of this world in the future. However, everyone need not be too worried. Even if we can't defeat this bastard, Young Master will definitely be able to. Young Master's strength is unfathomable. A mere demonic dragon is nothing to him. He will definitely be able to kill it easily, He Qianin said. That's right. If we can't deal with that beast, don't we still have Young Master? Everyone's eyes fell on Yang Hongwu. Hearing this, before Yang Hongwu could say anything, Zifeng Wang cursed in a low voice. That D***Min woman is really despicable. Go, it's time for all of you to display your abilities. If your performance is outstanding, I will give you a chance to control this world. Yang Hongwu said faintly when he saw them looking at him. His tone was full of confidence. As for these 2 storage rings, they are the rewards in front of you. I haven't touched any of the items in these 2 storage rings. Yang Hongwu took out the 2 storage rings he obtained after killing the Taiyuan Tian and Huang Shedu. His words were full of temptation. When the people present saw this, their eyes widened, and they were ready to make a move. Who were the Taiyuan Tian and Huang Shedu? They were both first-class super experts. One was the Lord of the First Force, the Taiyuan sect, and the other was the Lord of the Netherworld Holy Sect. Of course, among the remaining 10 people, 2 of them were from the Taiyuan sect and the Netherworld Holy Sect. Seeing Yang Hongwu take out their Lord's storage rings as rewards, the 2 of them were naturally unhappy. Although they were unhappy and resentful, there was nothing they could do. After all, the gap between their strength and Yang Hongwu's was too big. One must know that their lord was not a match for Yang Hongwu. They were much weaker than the Taiyuan Tian and Huang Shedu. If they were to fight against Yang Hongwu, it would be a dead end. Therefore, they did not show a trace of killing intent, and even showed a trace of dissatisfaction towards Yang Hongwu. Moreover, they also had other ideas in their hearts. They would not be stupid enough to avenge the Taiyuan Tian and Huang Shedu. Without the Taiyuan Tian and Huang Shedu, they could become the lord of the Taiyuan sect and the Netherworld Holy Sect. If they could get the 2 storage rings, it would be even better. In that way, they could become the lord of the Taiyuan sect and the Netherworld Holy Sect. The 2 of them looked at each other and saw the thoughts in each other's heart. Kill. Let's go together. We can definitely kill that bastard. The 2 storage rings represented all the wealth of the 2 lord of the Taiyuan sect. There were many treasures. If they could get it, it would definitely make a huge leap in their strength. What's more, there were other rewards besides that. Yes, let's go together and kill that demonic dragon. We'll skin it and pull out its tendons. All of a sudden, a group of people took out their weapons and rushed towards the demonic dragon shadow. They were aggressive and murderous. Roar! The dragon's roar was deafening. It made people tremble and their souls tremble. However, the effect of the soundproof talisman that Yang Hongwu gave them had not disappeared yet. Therefore, the dragon's roar did not cause them much harm. Only the dragon's aura gave them a lot of pressure. However, they were all the top forces in this world. When they attacked together, their combat strength was not to be underestimated. Although the demonic dragon's strength was strong, they were not weak when they attacked together. Their attacks were varied, but they were all very powerful. They were all their strongest attacks. Roar! The besieged demonic dragon was enraged, and its huge body appeared. It looked like a huge, winding mountain range. It was at least 10,000 zhang long. Its huge body was covered with black dragon scales, a huge head, and ferocious dragon claws. All of these showed how terrifying this demonic dragon was. How terrifying! Is this a real dragon? After the demonic dragon's true body appeared, Taoist Hua Shui and the others seemed insignificant. Their attacks did not cause any harm to the demonic dragon. When their attacks hit the demonic dragon's body, it was as if they were scratching an itch for the demonic dragon. The demonic dragon's defense was shocking. Zifeng Wang and Bai Yiran's faces changed. This beast is too strong. Seeing this scene, Guang Tianhua's eyes flashed with fear. He said to Yang Hongwu, "My lord, this demonic dragon is too strong. Taoist Hua Shui and the others can't even break through its defense. It's too difficult to defeat this demonic dragon. Let's take this opportunity to leave." Coward! Although Zifeng Wang was also shocked by the demonic dragon's strength, he found Guang Tianhua's behavior to be very shameful. Damn it! Damn it! How can this beast be so strong? The demonic dragon's huge claws tore the space apart. 2 of them were torn to shreds by the claws. The others were also sent flying. Young master, help! He Qianin saw that the situation was not right and quickly flew towards Yang Hongwu while shouting. Chapter 1197. The ferocious demonic dragon bang. A few of them were unable to dodge in time and were sent flying by the demonic dragon, who knew how many of their bones were broken. He Qianin and the rest of the people were extremely anxious. The demonic dragon's strength was too terrifying. They were no match for it at all. In other words, they were no match for the demonic dragon. The demonic dragon's strength was not on the same level as theirs. Compared to the demonic dragon, they were too weak and had no power to resist at all. If Yang Hongwu did not take action, only death would await them. They had no other choice. They could only rely on Yang Hongwu and hope that he could stop the ferocious demonic dragon. If he could not, then they would all die together. Yang Hongwu, this demonic dragon is too strong. If you're not confident, let's leave first. Although Zifeng Wang despised Guang Tianhua's idea of running away without a fight, she also knew that if Yang Hongwu was unable to deal with the demonic dragon, it would be a very foolish action to continue fighting with the demonic dragon. Only a fool would throw away his life for nothing. Zifeng Wang was not that foolish. It's just a demonic dragon. It's not a big deal. I can deal with this longworm. Yang Hongwu said confidently. Can you? If you can't, then don't try to be brave. This is not the time to show off. If you can't beat it, you might lose your life. Zifeng Wang said. Yang Hongwu rolled his eyes and said, "How can a man say no?" After saying that, Yang Hongwu flashed and flew towards the demonic dragon. Seeing Yang Hongwu take action, He Qianin and the rest breathed a sigh of relief. If he did not help, then they would really die. They would only have a chance to survive if he took action. Although they were not optimistic, Yang Hongwu was their only chance to survive. If Yang Hongwu was also defeated, then they really had no chance of survival. Boom! The demonic dragon's huge claw instantly smashed a small mountain that was blocking its path. That small mountain was instantly smashed into smithereens, sending rocks flying everywhere. Many large trees were also smashed into smithereens. This showed just how terrifying and ferocious the demonic dragon was. Yang Hongwu chuckled and punched out. The ferocious fist force swept up a terrifying fist wind, blowing away the gravel. The powerful force even seemed to have pierced through the void. Boom! The demonic dragon was caught off guard and was hit by Yang Hongwu's punch. The demonic dragon's huge body was actually pushed back by Yang Hongwu's punch. Roar! The demonic dragon roared in pain as it glared at Yang Hongwu. A terrifying aura instantly enveloped Yang Hongwu. This damned little reptile had actually injured him. How hateful! The demonic dragon was enraged. It opened its huge mouth and spat out a dragon's breath. That dragon's breath was the size of a small mountain. The dragon's breath was extremely terrifying. It was the most powerful attack of dragons. Wherever the dragon's breath went, nothing could withstand it. Even the void was about to be destroyed. Yang Hongwu squinted his eyes. The demonic dragon was indeed not weak. In this pocket dimension, it was definitely a pinnacle existence. In fact, if this pocket dimension had a heavenly way, the heavenly way of this pocket dimension would not be a match for the demonic dragon. However, this was what made it interesting. If this dragon was too weak, it would not be of much help to him. The stronger the demonic dragon was, the better it would be for Yang Hongwu. As long as it was a dragon, Yang Hongwu was not worried. If it was not a dragon, Yang Hongwu would be somewhat worried. Seeing that the dragon's breath was about to fall on Yang Hongwu, Zifeng Wang was extremely worried and shouted loudly, "Be careful!" Not only Zifeng Wang, but also He Qianin and the others. At this time, their hearts were in their throats. That was the dragon's breath. Of course, they knew that the dragon's breath was the most terrifying attack of dragons. Although they had not seen a real dragon before, they had seen a flood dragon. Although the flood dragon was far less powerful than the demonic dragon, the dragon's breath was also very terrifying. At least, none of them could withstand the terrifying dragon's breath. Even a supreme-grade celestial tool would have to kneel in front of the dragon's breath. Moreover, this was the dragon's breath of a real dragon. If he was hit by this terrifying dragon's breath, Yang Hongwu would probably die no matter how powerful he was. They did not want Yang Hongwu to die. After all, Yang Hongwu was too powerful. Their lives were in the hands of Yang Hongwu. No one wanted their life to be in the hands of others. If Yang Hongwu died under the dragon's breath, they would all clap their hands and cheer. However, they could not do it now. They were grasshoppers on the same rope as Yang Hongwu. If Yang Hongwu died, they would not have a chance to live. Therefore, they did not want Yang Hongwu to die. Seeing that Yang Hongwu was in such a dangerous situation, they were all extremely worried. They were afraid that Yang Hongwu would be killed. The situation was critical. Even Bai Yiran, who was extremely confident in Yang Hongwu, was a little worried. "A mere worm wants to kill me." Yang Hongwu sneered and disappeared in an instant. Everyone widened their eyes in disbelief. Disappeared. Yes, Yang Hongwu actually disappeared in front of their eyes. The demonic dragon's breath attack missed. "Damn little bug, come out." The demonic dragon's loud voice rang in everyone's ears like thunder. He Qianin and the others were shocked by this loud voice. The voice was like thunder and had a terrifying magical power. When they entered the Dragon Gate Devil Cave, the demonic sound that they encountered was probably related to this demonic dragon. As such, the effect of their soundproof talismans had already disappeared. Under the dragon's roar, each of the people who were already heavily injured became even more severely injured. "Little Loach, are you looking for me?" Yang Hongwu's figure appeared again. He floated in the void and looked at the huge, demonic dragon's body in front of him. He had to admit that this demonic dragon's current appearance was really terrifying. Yang Hongwu's physical body was very strong. However, he did not cultivate any transformation techniques. For example, in the journey to the west, Sun Wukong and Erlang Shun had the 72 transformations or the 36 heavenly dipper transformations. However, he had cultivated the immortal dragon body. If he had enough chi of a true dragon, he could also transform into a true dragon. The true dragon that he transformed into was the true divine dragon. It was the true supreme dragons. However, Yang Hongwu's current strength was too weak. He had not recovered at all. Therefore, he had no way to transform into a divine dragon. However, although he could not transform into a true dragon, he could release the supreme dragon aura. His dragon soul had already awakened. The pressure of the dragon soul was even more terrifying. Chapter 1198. Bloodline oppression, bloodline oppression. This is bloodline oppression. How is this possible? The demonic dragon's huge body kept twisting. He could feel the terrifying bloodline oppression that erupted from Yang Hongwu's body. He could not believe it. How could a human worm have such a terrifying bloodline oppression of dragons? This bloodline oppression made him feel terrified. The bloodline oppression of dragons in this human's body was much higher than his. Could it be that he was not a human, but a dragon? But he was a dragon in human form? However, this wasn't right. In this small world, the dragon clan couldn't transform. If it was possible, his strength would have reached the point where he could transform long ago. Because of the bloodline oppression, his strength was greatly reduced, and he could not display his powerful combat strength. However, he was the demonic dragon, the most powerful 9-deaths demonic dragon in this small world. How could he surrender so easily? This human's bloodline hierarchy was very powerful, but it was also a huge opportunity for him. As long as he could devour this human's bloodline hierarchy, his bloodline hierarchy would be greatly improved. Then, his strength would reach an unimaginable level. After so many years, his strength had reached a limit, and there was no way for him to improve. Back then, he was not the demonic dragon. He met a ferocious demon and obtained a powerful demonic technique from that demon. It was called the 9 Deaths Demonic Transformation Technique. He combined the 9 Deaths Demonic Transformation Technique and changed it into the 9 Deaths Demonic Dragon Technique, which greatly improved his strength. Hundreds of years ago, his cultivation had reached such a level. Now, after so many years, his cultivation had not improved at all. Therefore, although this human was a great threat to him, he could seek riches in danger. As long as he could kill this human and devour his bloodline hierarchy, his strength would be greatly improved. He would be able to break the shackles of this small world and become the ruler of this small world. He would enter a higher level and go to a wider world. Damn human brat, your bloodline hierarchy is very scary. However, you have met this dragon lord. Today is the day you die. I will eat you alive. The demonic dragon's body moved, but his speed was not fast. Because he was under the bloodline oppression of Yang Hongwu, his strength was greatly reduced. Yang Hongwu saw the demonic dragon's reaction and was a little surprised. The demonic dragon could still resist when he fully unleashed his bloodline oppression. This was rare. Although the demonic dragon was a dragon, among the real dragons, this demonic dragon was just an ordinary dragon. Dragon bloodline oppression of dragon. However, this demonic dragon was able to withstand his bloodline's oppressive might and even dared to attack him. This demonic dragon was most definitely hiding some sort of secret. Little Loach, you sure talk big. Yang Hongwu dragon 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 Yang Hongwu demon dragon 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 technique. Yang Hongwu even guessed that this guy was related to Zetian. No, he should be related to the guy who looked like Zetian. Yang Hongwu had a faint premonition that this demonic dragon and the demon that looked like Zetian were closely related to Zetian. Among them, there was a secret that could truly kill Zetian. Under my pressure, it still has the power to resist. However, all of this is futile. It's just a low-level demonic dragon. A saber appeared in Yang Hongwu's hand. It was the Hongmeng saber. One had to know that Yang Hongwu's Hongmeng saber had evolved from the 9 Dragons battle saber. Naturally, it had the power of the 9 Dragons battle saber. Its grade was even more terrifying than the 9 Dragons battle saber. The 9 Dragons Warblade is a terrifying killing weapon for ordinary dragons. In front of a 9 Dragons combat saber, even a real divine dragon would be afraid. How could a mere demonic dragon with a low-level bloodline withstand such terrifying pressure? As soon as the Grand Mist Saber appeared, Mo Long underwent a huge change. He was no longer as arrogant as before. Instead, he was trembling in fear. His huge body curled up. Damned human, what kind of saber is that? Why does it have such a terrifying aura? I hate this aura. Mo Long roared. You can still scream? Not bad, not bad. Yang Hongwu swung the saber in his hand and slashed at the demonic dragon's claws. Saber light flashed. The demonic dragon's body was huge, and he had no time to dodge. The terrifying blade light instantly slashed at the demonic dragon's claws. Crack! With a crisp sound, the demonic dragon's claw was instantly cut off by Yang Hongwu. Oh! The demonic dragon let out a miserable cry as black blood flowed out from his wound. Everyone was stunned. What was going on? They didn't understand why this terrifying demonic dragon didn't resist or dodge, allowing Yang Hongwu to attack. He let Yang Hongwu cut off his dragon claw. Unbelievable. This was really unbelievable. Could it be that the demonic dragon was stupid? In their eyes, Yang Hongwu was becoming more and more mysterious. What was his background? Why did this terrifying and ferocious demonic dragon not resist in front of him and allowed Yang Hongwu to kill him? Damned human, you actually have such a terrifying dragon-slaying saber? The demonic dragon roared. It hurts so much. Still calling me Dragon Master? Little Loach, it's time for you to go. Yang Hongwu didn't want to be long-winded. If this guy wasn't a dragon and didn't have the bloodline of dragons, perhaps Yang Hongwu would consider subduing this guy to contribute to his next battle. However, because this guy was a dragon and had a huge secret, this demonic dragon must die. Damned human, you dare to kill me? The demonic dragon opened his eyes wide and looked at Yang Hongwu. This human actually wanted to kill him. What a retard. Yang Hongwu laughed when he heard this. This little demonic dragon actually said such words. How stupid is he? Does he think that I don't dare to kill him? Is he the only one who can kill me? You dare to call this Dragon Master a retard? This Dragon Master will swallow you. Out of Yang Hongwu's expectation, this demonic dragon actually flew towards Yang Hongwu. Its speed was so fast that even Yang Hongwu couldn't see it clearly. Yang Hongwu's face changed drastically. This bastard actually hid his strength. Was he trying to confuse me? It seems like I underestimated this bastard. However, if he thinks that this is enough to deal with me, then he's really too naive. Nine Heavens Divine Dragon Technique, activate. Yang Hongwu roared. Nine Dragon Saint Body, activate. So what if he's a dragon? So what if he has a secret technique? So what if he can resist my bloodline pressure? So what if he has a plan? In the face of absolute strength, everything is futile. Grand Miss Saber, Raging Dragon breaks the sky / Chapter 1199. Slaying Dragon Crack. With a crisp sound, the blade chopped off the 9 Deaths demon dragon's head, causing it to roll on the ground. Blood spurted out like a fountain, shooting out dozens of feet away. The places that came in contact with the demon dragon's blood were instantly corroded and melted. A warrior was too close and couldn't dodge in time. He was stained by the demon dragon's blood and immediately let out a miserable scream. He was burned to death by the demon dragon's blood. The rest of the people quickly dodged. They were so scared that they broke out in cold sweat. The demon dragon was too terrifying. Even its blood was so corrosive. The demon dragon's dragon soul instantly came out of his body, wanting to escape. However, how could Yang Hongwu let him do as he wished? Dragon soul, devour the heavens, devour for me. Yang Hongwu's dragon soul opened its mouth, forming a huge whirlpool. It instantly pulled the demon dragon's dragon soul over, making it impossible for him to escape. Spare me, spare me. The demon dragon knew fear now. If his dragon soul was devoured, he would really die. However, why would Yang Hongwu care about him? With a thought, a burst of energy erupted and completely devoured the demon dragon's soul into his stomach. When He Qianin and the others saw this scene, they swallowed their saliva. Was he still human? Could he be the reincarnation of the dragon god? Such a cultivation was so terrifying. He actually had a dragon soul, and it was so powerful. Only the reincarnation of the dragon god could have such power. After Yang Hongwu devoured the dragon soul, his strength increased crazily. He broke through the shackles of the Purple Mansion realm and entered the mystic embryo realm. After entering the mystic embryo realm, Yang Hongwu's aura increased explosively. It was several times stronger than before, giving people a terrifying pressure. Under this terrifying pressure, He Qianin and the others couldn't breathe. What a terrifying pressure. Mystic embryo realm. and he's only broken through to the mystic embryo realm. Seeing Yang Hongwu's breakthrough, He Qianin, Daoist Hua Shui, and the others were shocked. He had only just broken through to the mysterious embryo stage, yet he already possessed such a terrifying aura. If his cultivation were to increase again, just how powerful would he be? Where did he come from? Was it the descent of the dragon god? Was he recultivated by a deity? No matter which one it was, Yang Hongwu was not someone they could resist. He was someone they had to look up to. If they could follow him closely and become his subordinate, it might be the best choice. Becoming the subordinate of a god, or even a servant, was an existence that countless people dreamed of. Perhaps, one day he would be able to open the Void Gate, allowing them to enter a higher level and enter the legendary world. After Yang Hongwu's cultivation stabilized at the second tier of the mystic embryo realm, it finally stopped. After devouring the demonic dragon's dragon soul, his cultivation had increased by a few small levels, reaching the second tier of the mystic embryo realm. This made Yang Hongwu smile bitterly. It was too difficult for his cultivation to increase. He needed a vast amount of spirit qi. The dragon's soul had only increased his cultivation by a little. He was afraid that after refining the demonic dragon's dragon pearl, his strength would only increase to the primordial spirit realm at most. Come out! Yang Hongwu made a grabbing motion, and a black pearl appeared. It was the dragon pearl. Seeing the dragon pearl, Guang Tianhua and the others all widened their eyes. This was the dragon pearl, a supreme treasure. If they could obtain it and refine it, they might be able to break through the shackles and ascend to the upper realm. However, although they wanted it very much and coveted it, it was Yang Hongwu's. He was the one who killed the demonic dragon. Who would dare to snatch the dragon pearl from him? Who would have the guts to snatch it? Even if they had the guts, did they have the strength to do so? They knew that if anyone dared to make a move, only death would await them. That terrifying demonic dragon had been killed. Compared to the demonic dragon, their strength was like heaven and earth. There was no comparison. Congratulations, my lord, for killing the demonic dragon and obtaining the dragon pearl. He Qianin said loudly at this time. Congratulations, my lord. Congratulations, my lord. When the others saw He Qianin's reaction, they all began to congratulate him. Yang Hongwu glanced at them. Yang Hongwu's perception was astonishing. How could the greed in their eyes escape his eyes? However, Yang Hongwu did not take it to heart. So what if they wanted it? If they dared to make a move, only death would await them. All right, the demonic dragon is dead. We can rest assured now. Let's go, Yang Hongwu said. Taoist Hua Shui and the others tactfully walked in front. Although they had not recovered from their injuries, Yang Hongwu had already spoken. They did not dare to disobey at all. If they disobeyed Yang Hongwu's orders, they were afraid that he would kill them. Your cultivation is actually only at the arcane embryo realm. Isn't that too monstrous? In the beginning, Zi Fengwang did not believe the cultivation that Yang Hongwu displayed. He did not expect it to be true. However, although he was now at the arcane embryo realm, his combat strength had probably reached an unbelievable level. It had already surpassed the limits of this world. How monstrous and heaven-defying was this? Such terrifying talent was simply unbelievable and unheard of. The genius that she used to think of was nothing in front of Yang Hongwu. She was not even worthy of carrying his shoes. This was probably what the saying of a firefly competing with the bright moon meant. My cultivation is not only at the arcane embryo realm. My realm is much higher than this. Although my cultivation is now at the arcane embryo realm, my previous cultivation was unimaginable. Yang Hongwu smiled. If I was at my peak, I could kill a mere demonic dragon with a single breath. I think you're just bragging. Zi Fengwang rolled his eyes. Although his expression was like that, he still believed Yang Hongwu's words as heart. This guy was probably an old monster. Only then could he be so monstrous and powerful. All right, let's follow them, Yang Hongwu said to Zi Fengwang and Bai Ran. At this moment, the three of them were at the back. Guang Tianhua and the others were at the front. The reason why Yang Hongwu was at the back was to refine the dragon pearl. The demonic dragon's strength could be said to be at the peak of this pocket dimension. The power contained in his dragon pearl was naturally very terrifying. However, in front of Yang Hongwu, it was nothing. Yang Hongwu cultivated the Nine Heavens divine dragon technique. His 9 dragons' sacred body and dragon soul required a huge amount of dragon power to be replenished. A mere dragon pearl could not satisfy his needs. Unless it was a true divine dragon, the dragon pearl of a Tai true god-level divine dragon. Only then could it allow Yang Hongwu's strength to take a huge leap and return to his peak cultivation. Yang Hongwu held the dragon pearl in his hand and activated his cultivation technique. The dragon pearl instantly merged into his right hand, and the majestic dragon chi was absorbed and refined. Yang Hongwu's cultivation continued to rise. 3rd tier, Arcane Embryo Realm. 4th tier, Arcane Embryo Realm. Chapter 1200. Fight! Are you crazy? Are you tired of living? Zifeng Wang was shocked at first. Then he scolded. You're still cultivating in this situation? Do you want to die? Don't worry. He knows what he's doing, Bai Yiran said. Zifeng Wang, you don't have to worry about me. Since I dare to do this, I naturally have confidence, Yang Hongwu said. It's up to you. Anyway, I'm not the one who's going crazy, Zifeng Wang said snappily. Yang Hongwu's cultivation base crazily rose as the dragon pearl's power was refined bit by bit. After about 15 minutes, Yang Hongwu completely refined the dragon pearl. Yang Hongwu's cultivation base had already reached the peak of the mysterious embryo realm. As long as Yang Hongwu was willing, he could break through the shackles and enter the essence soul realm at any time. Yang Hongwu thought for a moment before taking out an elixir. He was prepared to use this elixir to break through to the essence soul realm. At this moment, a scream was heard. Yang Hongwu, Bai Yiran, and Zifeng Wang's expressions changed. At this time, He Qianing's figure appeared. She looked anxious and frantically ran towards Yang Hongwu. There were 2 people behind her. One was Taoist Hua Shui, and the other was Guang Tianhua. What's wrong? What happened? Yang Hongwu asked. Young master, things aren't good. In front of us, a terrifying guy appeared. Other than the 3 of us, everyone else is dead. He Qianing said. All dead. Yang Hongwu narrowed his eyes. Indeed, he could no longer sense the aura of the others. They were all dead. However, Yang Hongwu was very familiar with the aura of the person who killed them. It was none other than the devil who looked similar to Zi Tian. However, this time, his strength had become much stronger. Compared to when he was in Guanyu sect, his strength was much, much stronger. Even so, Yang Hongwu was not worried and did not take it to heart. He let him escape last time. This time, it would not be so easy. He would definitely die. Yang Hongwu's eyes flashed with murderous intent. No matter who this guy was, whether or not he was his old rival Zi Tian, he had to die. Who asked him to look so much like Zi Tian? Let's go. Let's go meet him. Yang Hongwu. Let's see how you are, Zifeng Wang said. You guys follow behind me. That guy is very strong. He's not someone you can deal with. Yang Hongwu said as he walked in front. With a wave of his hand, he released his true chi and formed a protective shield around everyone. That guy's demonic aura was very strong. Bai Yiran had a special body constitution, but her strength had not recovered. Although she could resist it, Yang Hongwu did not want Bai Yiran to take the risk. As for Zifeng Wang, He Qianing, and the others, they were too weak to resist that guy's terrifying demonic aura. Soon, a figure appeared in front of Yang Hongwu and the others. It's him. That damn bastard almost killed me. This time, I'm going to kill him and take revenge. Zifeng Wang was full of murderous intent. He could not suppress his anger when he saw the devil. That guy almost killed Zifeng Wang. Zifeng Wang was about to explode when he saw him. You're no match for him. Yang Hongwu quickly grabbed Zifeng Wang. Although my phoenix bloodline has not fully awakened, I will have no problem dealing with this devil. The demonic aura from before has no effect on me now. Moreover, I was too careless last time and fell for it. This time, I will not repeat the same mistake. Zifeng Wang said, You think too simply. This guy's strength has become even more terrifying. Yang Hongwu shook his head. This guy is probably the Purple Moon Demon King. Yang Hongwu narrowed his eyes. Although he killed the Purple Moon Demon King's incarnation, he did not actually kill the Purple Moon Demon King. This guy had one incarnation, but could he not have a second one? Therefore, Yang Hongwu guessed that this was the second incarnation of the Purple Moon Demon King. The Purple Moon Demon King was indeed a terrifying guy. Yang Hongwu could feel the supreme demonic aura from his body. Even if this guy was not Zetian, he must be a demon with the same origin as Zetian. You can all go to hell. The Purple Moon Demon King made his move. He waved his hand and turned into an evil giant beast. The giant beast bared its fangs and brandished its claws. Its face was ferocious and terrifying. Although Zifeng Huang and the others had experienced countless life and death situations, they still felt a chill in their hearts when they saw this guy. Rip! The evil beast's sharp claws tore the space in front of it into pieces. Rays of demonic light shot towards Yang Hongwu and the others. Yang Hongwu fiercely punched out. This punch contained the power of the purest Yang. The fist energy condensed together like a small sun, making people feel extremely hot. This power of the purest Yang was the nemesis of this demonic power. Bang! The two forces collided and instantly exploded. The powerful impact spread out in all directions like a monstrous wave. Everywhere it went, it was destroyed by this force. Roar! Another roar was heard. This evil beast stared at Yang Hongwu. It seemed to have its own intelligence and knew that Yang Hongwu was the most powerful and not to be trifled with. Kid, your strength is not bad. However, the Purple Moon Demon King, want to kill. Can you stop me? The Purple Moon Demon King said loudly. Yang Hongwu sneered. You are indeed the Purple Moon Demon King. However, you are just a clone. A mere clone dares to be so arrogant? I really don't know where your confidence comes from. Who are you? How can you know that I am a clone? The expression of the Purple Moon Demon King's clone changed slightly. This kid was not simple. He was surprised that he could see that he was just a clone. Who I am is not important. What is important is that I'm going to kill you now. Yang Hongwu said, just like the clone of the Purple Moon Demon King that I killed before, you're no exception. Oh, I forgot. In fact, you're the same person. Purple Moon Demon King. I wonder how much of your strength will be reduced after I kill this clone of yours? Yang Hongwu said. He grabbed with his right hand and a saber appeared. This was the Grand Mist Saber that he used to kill the demonic dragon. Yang Hongwu's strength increased, and the aura of the Grand Mist Saber became stronger. The moment the Grand Mist Saber appeared, the space seemed to be frozen. Even time seemed to be frozen. It's you. You kill that clone? The Purple Moon Demon King's face changed when he heard this. Since you killed my clone, you will die here today. Chapter 1201. Recover to the primordial spirit realm next. The Purple Moon Demon King's body shrank and turned into a small skeleton. However, the aura of this skeleton was even more terrifying and powerful. Step back a little. Yang Hongwu knew that this guy was about to get serious, so he said to Bai Iran and the others. Although Yang Hongwu's current strength was only one step away from breaking the shackles and returning to the primordial spirit realm, he had not yet reached the primordial spirit realm. However, this incarnation of the Purple Moon Demon King was not to be underestimated. Once it got serious, its combat strength would increase by leaps and bounds. Furious Dragon breaks the heavens. Yang Hongwu waved the Grand Mist Saber in his hand, and a golden dragon soared into the sky. Its power was earth-shattering, and all evil would be killed by this golden dragon. How could the might of a divine dragon be something that mere evil fiends could withstand? The power of the Grand Mist Saber? They were unstoppable. With this slash, the Purple Moon Demon King erupted with a powerful aura. Demonic chi surged all around, and the world was enveloped by dark clouds. The surroundings became dense with demonic chi, as if they had entered the Azura Hell. Next, Purple Moon Demon King waved his hand and a bone blade appeared. This bone blade was not big, but it had an astonishing aura. The bone saber flew towards the giant dragon that Yang Hongwu had transformed into with a slash. When the two forces collided, they were actually evenly matched. The small bone blade blocked Yang Hongwu's grand battle blade. I don't care who you are. Die. Purple Moon Demon King's figure turned into a beam of black light. It tore through the void like a lightning bolt and shot towards Yang Hongwu. Do you really think this is my trump card? Yang Hongwu looked at the Purple Moon Demon King and smiled. Although this Purple Moon Demon King was only an incarnation of the Purple Moon Demon King, its strength was not to be underestimated. However, what this guy did not know was that Yang Hongwu could also use demonic qi. Moreover, he could also use the supreme power of the demonic Tao. If Yang Hongwu's strength had not recovered, he could truly use the supreme power of the demonic Tao. However, even if Yang Hongwu's strength had not recovered and could not use the supreme power of the demonic Tao, he could still easily resist the power of the demonic Tao, as long as it did not exceed his tolerance limit. Yang Hongwu was not worried that a mere demonic Tao could hurt him, because he had the devouring real body and the demonic devouring runes. Devouring demonic runes, open. Yang Hongwu called out softly. Ancient and profound runes appeared around him. They were none other than the demon-devouring runes. This was the most ancient demonic runes, which represented the supreme demonic Tao. When the devouring demonic runes opened, it formed a terrifying vortex. This terrifying vortex devoured the terrifying demonic qi. For ordinary warriors, the demonic qi could turn them into demons and corrode the cultivator's spirit. Therefore, the cultivators were extremely afraid of the demonic qi, just like how ordinary people feared a ferocious tiger. Sir, is he crazy? Does he want to die? He's actually devouring the demonic qi? Zifeng Wang's face changed. No, he knows what he's doing. A mere demonic qi is not a threat to him, Bai Yiran said. What do you mean by knowing what he's doing? I think he's crazy. He's devouring the demonic qi. Does he want to become a demon? Zifeng Wang shouted. No, I have to stop him. Trust him. Bai Yiran pulled Zifeng Wang back. He was really worried that Zifeng Wang would rush in. If that happened, it would not be a problem for Yang Hongwu, but it could cause great harm to Zifeng Wang. But no buts. Could it be that you've forgotten who removed the demonic qi in your body back then? Bai Yiran said. Oh, you're confused because you care too much. I'm concerned about him. I just don't want to see him die here. If he dies, all of us will die. I don't want to be buried with him. Zifeng Huang's face turned red as he defended himself. Bai Yiran smiled faintly, but did not say anything. On the other side, Yang Hongwu activated the demonic devouring rune and crazily devoured Purple Moon Demon King's demonic qi. After the demonic qi was devoured by Yang Hongwu, it was refined continuously. Yang Hongwu's cultivation was also accumulating bit by bit. Thank you, Purple Moon Demon King. Although the quality of your demonic qi is not good, it's still not bad. Yang Hongwu smiled. It can refine my body. I'm only one step away from a breakthrough in my cultivation. Damn it. Who exactly are you? How can you devour my demonic qi? Purple Moon Demon King reverted to his original appearance and roared. I've already said it. Who I am is not important. What's important is that you're going to die here today, Yang Hongwu said as he increased the speed of his devouring. I won't let you go. I'll take you down with me. Purple Moon Demon King roared. His body swelled up like a balloon. Not good. This guy is going to self-destruct. Seeing Purple Moon Demon King's body swelling up, He Qianin and the others' faces changed. They were very clear about the strength of this demon. If he were to self-destruct, the power would be unimaginable. It was not something they could withstand. Run! Hua Shui Daoist shouted. His body moved rapidly, as if he wished he could grow 2 more legs. He turned into a gust of wind and rushed into the distance. You want to self-destruct? You have to get my permission first. Yang Hongwu snorted. With a wave of his hand, an ancient rune appeared. The rune formed a simple word. Seal. These quaint and mysterious characters pressed down all of a sudden, suppressing the Purple Moon Demon King. Under this powerful pressure, the Purple Moon Demon King could not move at all. He allowed Yang Hongwu to devour his demonic qi. Damn beast! Damn beast! Purple Moon Demon King was going crazy. He could not even self-destruct. This was such a humiliating thing. The dignified Purple Moon Demon King who had lived for tens of thousands of years was forced to such a state today. He could not even self-destruct. Shameful, too shameful. Although he was only a clone, if this news were to spread out, he, Purple Moon Demon King, would not be able to face anyone in the common people's continent. Purple Moon Demon King, do you have any last words? Say it now. Yang Hongwu continued to devour Purple Moon Demon King's demonic chi as he muttered, "Little beast, you'll die a horrible death. You know that I'm only a clone. If you kill me, my original body will seek revenge. At that time, you'll be miserable, very miserable." Purple Moon Demon King glared at Yang Hongwu. You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.